Tonight's
A bright, hot night here at Sterling Hovich Field awaits this game between the Cropdusters and the Bethesda Big Train. Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Jish Sokolsky, joined as always by my good friend Jack Feldman on the call. And these two teams have both won a game and lost a game against each other. Last time the Cropdusters won a pitching duel 6-3 back home.
Cropdusters were coming into this game in a little bit of an interesting spot. They're coming off of a win against the Thunderbolts, Jish. But the offense didn't exactly look on fire.
Only 2 hits in that game. Very few hits as well against Big Trend last time they played them. Scored 5 of their 6 runs in the first 2 innings and then kind of fell off the rails. Bats have a get-right game again tonight. They hit 2 home runs last time they played it in this ballpark. And that, of course, is a 13-10 loss.
From the University of Maryland in college.
Starting on the mound for the Big Train is the lefty from Maryland, Evan Smith. And he's going to have to face a very dangerous Cropdusters lineup.
This is the best lineup they put out all season, Jish.
I'd have to agree with you, Jack. The top 6 batters all hitting 250 or above. Home run hitters in the 1, 2, and 3 spot with some other power threats. Quinn Ahiakoje down in the lineup, and some good, solid bats to get on base. Pat Sanchez, Jason Janetsko at the bottom. It's definitely what I'd possibly consider the A batting lineup for these Cropdusters.
You know as well as anyone, games against Bethesda Big Train just mean more. That is proven in the lineup tonight. Coach Leader and the Cropdusters want to win tonight.
Leading off with the Cropdusters, it's number 8, Josh Reinhold. He's hitting .317 on the year. At one point, he was a top hitter in the Calrissian League, hitting almost 500. Since then, it's cooled off a little bit, but it's still gotten on base. Last night, he went 0 for 3, but had 2 walks to get on base. He scored a run in the 6-0 win over the Thunderbolts as well. But he hasn't gotten a hit in his last 5 games. He's definitely looking to buck that trend here tonight against the Big Train.
Still being productive in the leadoff spot. And still has gotten off to a great start. Stats still look great on the year, but you would like to see him pick it up a little bit.
Number 8.
Last time Reinhold played the Big Train, he went 1 for 4 with a strikeout, but also a stolen base in that leadoff spot. They trust him to get on base. So Smith, the lefty, faces off against Reinhold, the righty, to start things off in the top of this first inning. The first pitch, fouled off right towards us on the first base side for a strike.
And the difference between the first and second time the Dusters played Big Train is they did the little things right, and that's how they came away with the victory.
0-1 the count, no outs, none on. Hit right up the middle to the shortstop, who fields it, throws across his body on time for the first out. A spinning play and delivery from the shortstop. Lombardi get his first start against the Cropdusters tonight out at shortstop for the Big Train. It's just his second game with Bethesda, the shortstop from Tulane.
A nice play ranging to his glove side.
Batting number 30.
Harder than it looks.
Parker Fry now up to bat, playing right field tonight. The big lefty has homered in his last 2 starts. He's definitely picked it up as of late. First pitch right down the middle with the fastball for strike 1. Parker Fry staring at 1.
You talk about a guy that's on fire, Jish. He is about as hot as it gets right now.
0-1 the count, 1 out, none on, top of the first, scoreless. Checks his swing, but it's in there. Buries into the bottom away corner. Parker Fry is down 0-2.
Almost as hot as it is at Shirley Povich Field right now.
0-2 the count for the big lefty. Lefty deals to lefty. Hide inside for the first ball of the count. Fry has to step back a little bit and steps back into the lefty batter's box. 1 ball richer. With just 1 out, 1-2 is the count. No base runners on for the East Stroudsburg right fielder. Fry second on the team with 2 home runs, the 1-2. Swing and hit on a line right to the first baseman, Guerrero, who leaps up and makes the play. 2 out scratch across the scoreboard on a line drive. A lot of heat right to the first baseman who makes the athletic play.
Well, Fry put a good swing on it. Just a outstanding catch by Jack Guerrero. Snagging the ball out of the air.
Jack Guerrero, a returner for the Big Train, playing first base tonight, but last season he was more of a designated hitter, third baseman kind of guy. made a lot more errors at the third base side, so we'll see how he does at first base tonight. Brings up Jimmy Kirk, the home run king of the Cropdusters. Swings and misses for strike one, a big swing. Hands pressed firmly to the bottom of his bat. He was going for the fences again. His first home run of the season came at this very venue over the right field fence. The 0-1. Swing and a grounder set foul for strike two.
Well, we know how much Jimmy Kirk loves playing here.
Jimmy Kirk went 4 for 4 the last time he played here with that home run. Just a dominant performance from the first baseman. He's got 2 outs, none on, 2 strikes to no balls. The top of this first, it's still scoreless between the Cropdusters and Big Train. Smith steps off at the bump. After getting through 2 quick outs, he's looking for a third one right here. Swing and a powerfully hit ball to shallow right. Whitaker tracks it down in foul territory and makes the play for out number 3. A quick 1-2-3 inning puts the Cropdusters down in order, and it brings up Branden Brown, the starting pitcher for the Cropdusters. He'll get his first action at the Big Train this season when we return on YouTube. Still scoreless after the top of the first.
The game on an
Score knotted at 0 halfway through the first. The Cropdusters bats went down in order, so it brings up Branden Brown, the Cropdusters starting pitcher, getting his 3rd appearance on the bump tonight. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call-in. Branden Brown, we haven't seen a lot of him, but the stuff we've seen from him in 2 appearances against the Giants has been absolutely electric, Jack.
Jish, Branden Brown, dare I say, the best stuff on the Cropdusters. The fastball, the breaking balls, he really has it all, and he generates more swing and misses than anybody else in this rotation.
Brown has only played in 6 1/3, 2 earned runs in that time with 5 walks, but 10 strikeouts. Tied for 3rd on the team, behind Pavlos Piparakis and 2 members with 11 strikeouts, Irby and Shimani. He throws in the low 90s with the fastball. Has a good changeup to throw off opposite-handed batters. This is the guy who was at one time in the Wake Forest system, transferred to Chesapeake Community College this past season, where he had a very solid year. 78 strikeouts for the righty. 12 starts for him, 49 1/3 innings pitched.
Well, this will certainly be his toughest task of the season, going against an extremely good Big Train lineup.
One advantage Branden Brown has is he's playing in the daytime. The sun's still setting here at Shirley Povich Field, but the lighting in the stadium has been known to throw some pitchers off at the bump. So that's the advantage Branden Brown has. He'll face off against the top of the Big Train lineup. It's number 2, Jaden Bastion.
Especially Jish, because when the sun is setting, you get the shadows in front of home plate, as we do right now, and that makes it very difficult to pick up a baseball.
First batter for the Big Train, Jaden Bastion from Jacksonville University, their left fielder tonight. Takes the first pitch low and away for ball 1. Nice movement on his first pitch. Goes through the off-speed to start things off. Bastion, a smart batter, graduated magna cum laude from high school. 1-0 the count. Checks his swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, says the first base umpire. So that evens things up with a ball and a strike. Excellently timed fastball from Branden Brown. 1-1 the count. None on, no outs for the leadoff Bastion. The pitch. Misses outside. Ball 2. The off-speed again. Misses on the far side to the righty twice.
First start of the year for Branden Brown. We've only seen him out of the bullpen so far this season.
2-1. Too low, ball 3. Branden Brown's off-speed has a lot of diagonal movement from the top left to the bottom right if you're looking from the umpire's perspective of the batter's box. 3-1 the count. The pitch from the windup. Too low, ball 4. It appeared as though Branden Brown had found the zone yet again with the fastball, but a little bit too low for Bastion and for the umpire. First batter he faced is walked. That's the first base runner for either side today here in the bottom of the first. It's still scoreless at zeros.
It's exactly what you want out of your leadoff hitter in Jaden Bastion. All those pitches were right around the zone. He wasn't missing that much, so extremely disciplined pitch from the left fielder.
Brings up Andrew Williamson to the bat for the big train, a latecomer for the Bethesda side, but it's already their best hitter. Hitting .448, a throwback to first, not on time. The head-first slat from Bastion keeps him safe. Williamson, the reigning batter of the week in the Cal Ripken League, with 9 RBIs, already second on the team. Takes one high for ball 1. Williamson also with 7 doubles. That leads the squad already. 1-0 the count for the center fielder from UCF. The 1-0. Swinging a pop fly down the third base side and out of play.
You could hear the assistant coaches in the Cropdusters dugout. I wasn't too sure who said it, but they're saying throw him out. So they're expecting the Bastion to go at first.
1-1 the count. Expect the pitches from Branden Brown to be a little higher. And throw back, not there. Bastion didn't even take a lead that time.
Really keeping a close eye on him.
Jimmy Kirk standing at first base. Had a great defensive outing his last start. The 1-1. Swinging another foul ball backwards for strike 2. Branden Brown forced weak contact on 2 higher pitches. Williamson saw 2 pitches he liked, but none that he could put in play. Count is 1-2 with 1 runner on at first. No outs in the bottom of this first. Bastion a 1-stride lead at first. The pitch. Swing, and it's hit on a line and fouled, so Williamson stays alive at 1-2. The righty steps out and back in after staying alive.
You mentioned it, Jish. Jimmy Kirk was phenomenal at first base the other game. Best we've seen him.
He gets another throw back from Brown.
Made a couple of crucial scoops, saving some runs.
1-2 the count. 1 on. Runner goes. Ball high. Aaron the throw back to second, and he got him! Cover on the play by the shortstop, Pat Sanchez, with devastating defense. Got the runner stealing for the first out of the inning. Quinn Aaron with a great jump behind the plate.
Well, the dugout knew he was going. Ahern knew he was going, and a fantastic throw from the Penn catcher.
Bastion had 5 steals on the year. Only 1 caught stealing. That's the second, as Branden Brown spikes the 1-2 to even things up with a ballerina count. 2-2.
That throw was right on the money.
Great play from pitcher to catcher to shortstop. 2-2 the count. 1 out and none on after the caught stealing. The pitch. Swing and a towering fly ball out to right. It falls, or no. It's over the fence for a home run. It appeared as though it went off the hump. The sun is in our eyes here, but it traveled all the way over that right field fence. A no-doubter off the bat. Andrew Williamson puts the first run on the board for either side. It's 1-0 big trade in the bottom of the first.
95 miles an hour.
That's Williamson's second home run of the season. He's been on fire, Jish. Hitting just under 450 on the season in his short sample
Now
size.
batting for the big
He's
train, number
really
20.
carrying this Bethesda
Whitaker, a sophomore
Before
from
he came in, the big
Carolina.
train were the worst hitting team in the league. Brings up Davin Whitaker, the 3-0 hitter, who takes a fastball high for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Now it's a question of how Brown responds after giving up his first run of the outing. The 1-0 kept on the ground to Kirk at first, who runs down to third, calling off the pitcher for the unassisted out number 2.
Another nice defensive play by Jimmy Kirk over at first base.
Great way to shake it off a weakly hit ground ball to result in out number 2.
Michael Lombardi,
The base runner's on the base.
Tulane University.
It seems like whenever there's a game at Shirley Provich Field, the balls are going to find their way outside the fence. One of the more home run friendly ballparks in the Ripken League.
Lombardi up to bat, getting his second start, takes the first pitch and off speed right down the middle for strike 1. This is just his second start of the campaign. His first start came yesterday against the Giants. Went 0 for 1 but had 4 walks. Swings at the 0-1 for strike 2. So Branden Brown now just 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. none on, and a 1-0 ball game. The big train lead over the Cropdusters in the bottom of the first.
Branden Brown, not a pitcher you want to fall behind 0-2 to, as disgusting stuff went ahead in the count.
The 0-2 on the way with no base runners on and 2 outs. The pitch. Off speed. Got him.
Good job, Dose. There you go, kid.
Branden Brown collects his 11th strikeout of the season to end this first inning. Big Train got one across on a home run, but otherwise the Cropdusters defense stood tall, caught stealing, a strikeout, and a fly to put away this Big Train side. Cropdusters bats get another go at it after going 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Top of the second awaits us. 1-0 Big Train. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. Did. 1-0 the Big Train lead over the Cropdusters after 1 inning of play. A big home run from the Big Train cracked the score open, but the Cropdusters bats have a chance to respond. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call-in. Jack, the bats didn't look super strong in that first inning.
The results weren't there, but the hard contact was just Josh Reinhold put a pretty good swing on a ball that the shortstop Lombardi made a nice play on. Parker Fry hit a baseball just about as well as you can hit a baseball, just right at the first baseman Guerrero. So I'm expecting some better results because the process is there.
3 great swings. Kirk with a deep fly out for the third out of that inning. Evan Smith conceding some big swings early, some loud outs as they're called in the industry. He's been bailed out by some great defense from the Big Train so far, but now the heart of the order gets to do its job, starting off with Carter Hines, the Shippensburg second baseman, stepping up to bat his first at-bat of the contest. Hitting .333 on the year. Against the Big Train, he started in both games 2 for 7 with 3 walks, 2 RBIs. He'll have to get on base first for the Cropdusters, down 1-0 at the top of this second inning. Smith kicks and delivers. Fastball right down the middle for strike 1. Attacking Hines with speed first pays dividends. 0-1 the count. 1 strike, no balls. Smith settles in and delivers from the windup. Popped into the air to shallow right. Whitaker giving chase, but it's the second baseman, Landon Franklin, who makes the play.
That was a great play. He covered a lot of ground to make that catch.
Or it might have landed. I believe it did, because Carter Hines is standing there at first. A blooper over the head of the first baseman that just barely landed in play.
Well, the umpire made the out signal. He must have thought he caught that.
Might have been premature, Jack. That's what I was looking at, too. So it puts a runner on with no outs in the top of the second. 1-0, the Big Train lead. Quinn Aaron, the batter, who takes one right down the middle for strike 1 and off speed.
Make some mistakes. We're not perfect, but listen, when the umpire says he's out, gotta listen to him.
0-1 the count for the UPenn catcher, who caught a runner stealing last frame. Takes one low and inside for ball 1. Smith found the zone with the off speed, went with the heat low, and couldn't tuck it into the low inside corner. So Aaron evens things up, 1-1. A very disciplined batter at the dish. The 1-1. Swing and a foul ball, strike 2, as it's chopped down the third base side.
Hines certainly a threat to run at first base, but always tough to get a good jump off of a lefty like Smith.
Those southpaws can stare you directly in the eyes staring at that first base side, but Carter Hines has been one of the more valiant stealers for the Cropdusters. 6 steals on the season for the second baseman. 1-2 the count for Aaron with no outs. Throw back to first. Nothing doing. Hines is safe with a face first slide.
Aaron's still getting his feet wet in the Ripken League. Not a lot of at-bats on the season, but from what we have seen, he's looked really good, Jish.
5 walks has been the key point, but he's 1 strike away from a strikeout. Chops one foul to stay alive at 1-2. Spiked it off the dirt. down the third base side, and Aaron has to walk back to the righty batter's box. Hines had a good jump from first to reach second. But alas, he has to make the walk of shame back to first base with no outs. It's 1-0 Big Train in the top of this second. 1-2 the count at the bag with no outs. Throwback. Weakly thrown back to the first base side. Telegraphed easily by Hines, the base runner. Attention turns back to the U-Penn catcher from the Maryland pitcher. Smith shuffle steps, looks at first, and delivers the 1-2. Inside, ball one. The fastball has just barely scraped on the inside part of the plate, but cannot result in strikes so far. 2-2 the count. No outs in 1 on in a 1-0 ball game. Bethesda over the Cropdusters. Swing and a powerfully hit ball to left field. It's dying short, and it lands for a base hit. Beautifully hit blooper from Quinn Aaron to put a second runner on with no outs in the top of this second. It brings up Ahia Koje, the designated hitter from Harford Community College.
That was a fastball on the outside half of the plate that Ahern was able to get off the end of his bat just enough. Slap it into left field.
Finally, the swings are resulting in hits. We'll see if a similar result is in play for Ahia Koje. One of those guys who has so much pop off the bat, but hits it on a line or right to some of these defenders. He's been so close on so many hits. Swings through the first pitch for strike one. The high heat tempted Koje, but he swings and gets nothing.
Koje has hit into some bad luck, as you said.
Hitting .258 on the year, a very hot start to the season. Hitless in his last 3 games. Takes one low, ball one. In last night's game versus the T-Bolts, he went 0 for 2 with a strikeout, but was hit twice by a pitch and barely could not beat out an infield single opportunity, which to me it looked like he beat. 1-1 the count for Koje, 2 on, no outs. Takes one right down the middle for strike 2, the off-speed. Challenges Koje, and he doesn't put a swing on it.
Yeah, you could see after his second hit by pitch yesterday, he gave a look like, come on, man.
Still no outs, 2 on. The Big Train lead 1-0 in the top of the second. 1-2 the count for Koje back at the plate. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's Evan Smith's first strikeout of the day. It comes on Ahia Koje, who's sent back to the dugout packing.
Where are you seeing?
Now batting number 11, Bryce Herb.
So now it's Bryce Herb
from Shippensburg
up to
University.
bat. Playing his left field spot from Shippensburg University. Hasn't seen the lineup in quite a few games, Jack, but he's been one of the better offensive producers for the Cropdusters, with a triple already this season, the first of the year for the Crops. 2 on with 1 out, the pitch. Chopper down the third base side, and that'll be good for strike 1.
He's had a good start to the season, Jish. Certainly a guy that you feel comfortable in this kind of spot early in the ball game.
Herb hitting .321 in 8 games, 9 hits and 28 at-bats. A 10th one could bring his Shippensburg teammates Carter Hines home from second. He's got another runner at first with 1 out. Double play on the table could end the inning. Cropdusters trail 1-0 in the top of the second. Herb takes one outside for ball 1. A very tempting pitch, but Herb sees it well and doesn't put a swing on it. Fastball high and away. Herb lives to swing again at 1-1. The 1-1 count. Too high, ball 2. The fastballs from Evan Smith are pitched well around the zone, but they haven't drawn too many swings from these Cropdusters bats.
Cropdusters batters have done a good job of making Smith work early on. A lot of deep counts.
1-0, the Big Train lead in the top of the second. 2-1 the count, runners at second and first. The pitch. Swing and a powerfully hit foul ball right into the away team dugout, or bullpen, excuse me, on the right field side. Evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Evan Smith just collected his first strikeout, his last batter. Could go 2 for 2 with a strike here. 2-2 the count, 1 out, runners at second and first. Ahern at first, Hines at second. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 swing and strikeouts from Evan Smith has completely changed the trajectory of this game, or of this inning, excuse me. After 2 quick hits from the Cropdusters to put runners on,
Now
Evan Smith has
number
responded
7,
with 2 straight strikeouts.
Sanchez.
Herb got a pitch to hit, just couldn't handle it. Still, Bryce Herb hitting 7th in your lineup just goes to show how deep this lineup is tonight, Jish.
Very deep with Pat Sanchez, the batter up. Shortstop from Malloy University, hitting .231 in the year, but has a ton of speed, could beat out infield hits. With 2 outs, it's probably off the table with force at all bases. Swing and a pop fly into foul territory. No play to be made. It'll result in just a strike.
PTSD there.
Big Train played a car horn sound in the arena. Of course, earlier this season, I had my sunroof caved in by a stray foul ball down at the Metro South County Braves. A little bit of a jolt, Jack, to answer your question. 0-1 the count. 2 outs, 2 on at the top of the second. The Big Train lead 1-0 over the Cropdusters. 0-1. Swinging a foul. Popped off the dirt, back into the leg of Sanchez. So now with 2 strikes, no balls, 2 outs and 2 on, the pressure mounts for Pat Sanchez as the Jaws theme plays here in the Big Train Stadium. 0-2 the count. 2 outs, 2 on. The pitch. Too low, ball 1. Sanchez, cool as a cucumber, gets some ground back in this count. 1 ball to 2 strikes. A test pitch from Smith to see if he'd go fishing. Sanchez remains steadfast. 1-2 the count. 2 outs, 2 on. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So after the Cropdusters collect 2 early hits in the inning, both runners are left stranded after Evan Smith strikes out
Big Train founder
Herb, Okoje, and Sanchez to end the second inning for the Cropdusters, and it keeps the lead at 1-0 for the Big Train.
Councilmember
Branden Brown trots back out onto the mound for the Cropdusters.
Yeah, let's hear it for Evan Glass.
And keep the deficit at just 1. We'll stay right here at Shirley Povich Field. Stay with us on YouTube. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call.
I'm proud.
Fans are out here tonight at Shirley Povich Field, and I'm not just talking about the supporters, Jack. I'm talking about the paper fans. The temperature here, up in the 90s. It says in the scoreboard in the outfield it's around 85 degrees, but that simply isn't true. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call for this hot one. It's 1-0 Big Train. To the bottom of the second we go, and Jack, it's also a night that the mascot for the Big Train is on duty. Definitely a tough one.
That's unbelievable dedication.
You're kind of talking before the game. What's the minimum amount of money you need to pay to come out in a full map record of like today?
$100, I would say.
$100 at least. I'd have to agree with you.
It is a scorcher.
Speaking of scorcher, Branden Brown retakes the mound for the Cropdusters, throws a fastball low for ball 1 to start off this second inning. Emilio Gonzalez, the batter, up for the Big Train. The lefty's hitting .323 on the year, second best in all of Bethesda. The 1-0. Too low, ball 2. Emilio Gonzalez had to skip away from the low fastball to avoid getting hit. 2-0 the count for Branden Brown. (2-0), none on, no outs. Too low again, ball 3. Branden Brown's tried the same pitch a few times, and same result, 3 straight balls. Gonzalez, the designated hitter tonight from FAU, was part of the all-freshman team in the AAC. 3-0, hits him. Grazes off his shins, so Gonzalez takes a base on a hit-by-pitch. That would have been a walk anyway. But just like the last inning, the Big Train get 1 on to lead off.
Now batting
this
for the
time
Big
it brings
Train,
up
number
Jack Guerrero, the
23,
first baseman.
Guerrero
his first at-bats against the Cropdusters this season.
We talk all the time, Jish, how important it is to get the first batter of the inning out. Cropdusters not able to do that.
Guerrero from River Edge, New Jersey. It's a transfer from UNCW. Keeps it on the ground to the second base side. Hines fields it on the slide and makes the throw to first for out number 1. A fielder's choice in dramatic fashion from Carter Hines. Looked like a slip and slide there on that second base side towards the outfield, but makes the squeeze, makes the throw. A runner gets the second, but the Cropdusters are one out richer at the bottom of the
38.
Impressive play to range all the way in that hole, but more impressive throw, Jish. Threw that ball to Jimmy Kirk on his back.
Like in 2K when you dive for a loose ball and then shoot it anyway. That's what Carter Hines just did. There's a runner at second with 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. The Big Train lead 1-0. The pitch. Right down the middle, strike 1. Branden Brown finding that zone with the off speed.
You a big 2K guy, Jish?
I'm a huge 2K guy, and I'd beat you any day of the week. That's a fact. Carter Newman, the batter up, standing in the righty batter's box with a runner at second. Takes one right in the shoulder. Umpire at home plate talking with the batter to ask if it actually hit him. It looked like it did, but did it hit off the bat is the question. They're going to give him a hit by pitch, but Quinn Aaron, the Cropdusters catcher, protesting the decision. Carter Newman, the Virginia Tech utility player, takes first base. It puts a double play on the table for the Cropdusters again. That went into the inning with
Number 9.
Quinn Aaron very confident that it did not hit him in the arm.
Yeah, he's talking a lot to this home plate umpire.
Well, it brings up the 8-hole hitter regardless. The third baseman is Bowman. Keenan Bowman, the righty from ECU, was the best shortstop prospect in South Carolina as a sophomore. Takes a fastball low and away for ball 1. So now there's 2 runners on with 1 out. Big Train still lead at 1-0 in the bottom of the second, but they've got another runner threatening at second base. The 1-0. Too low, ball 2.
Man, South Carolina's a hard state to be the best shortstop in.
That
a
was
lot of
as
baseball talent.
definitely was as a sophomore, so hopefully he kept that up through his senior year. 2-0. Kept on the ground to short. Sanchez fields it. Throw to second for 1. Back to first to Kirk. Extension and the play for out number 3. A double play to dust the Big Train batters.
Patrick Sanchez, such a great defensive shortstop. Did you see how quick his hands were on that transfer, Jish? Got the ball out of his glove in no time.
Quick slide, moving to his left, makes the quick transfer from glove to Hines at second, back to Kirk at first. A textbook double play to keep the deficit at just 1. The Big Train carry a 1-0 lead through 2 innings, but at the top of the third, the Cropdusters bats are set to go again. Janesko, bottom of the order hitter. The top of the order is due up again. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call for this one. 1-0 Big Train after 2. It's 1-0 the Big Train lead over the Cropdusters after 2 innings of play. Evan Smith, the starter for the Big Train, remains out there, and the lefty has started to shove as of late after giving up 2 early hits in the top of the second. Struck out his next 3 batters, and that brings us to now here at the top of the third, where he faces the 9-hole and then the top of the order. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call for this one. So far, a defensive showcase. The Cropdusters just got out of that second inning with a well-timed double play.
That's why Patrick Sanchez gets in the lineup. That glove was phenomenal defensive shortstop.
Speaking of good defense, Jason Janesco, the center fielder tonight, steps up to bat for the Cropdusters for the first time. The ECU product is still relatively new to this Cropdusters team. Not a ton of at-bats so far.
Number 35, Jason
I'm a fan of ECU's color scheme. He's got the ECU helmet on.
The purple? I'm a fan. I like the royal purple kind of color scheme. It's similar to James Madison. Janesco on the year hitting 200. He is 2 for 10. First pitch to him is in there for strike one. The fastball finds the inside part.
It's looked much better as of late, though.
Definitely has. He's got a cannon of an arm out in the outfield. 0-1 the count. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Off speed sunk below the swing of Janesco. Keeping that front leg stiff as he follows through with the hips. A unique batting swing, to say the least.
This is the first time we're seeing him in center field.
0-2 the count. Swinging a liner into right. That falls just in front of the right fielder, Whitaker. Or never mind. A sliding play from the right fielder puts Janesco away. Whitaker ran up on a mad dash, dove on his belly, and made the catch with the web for the first out to rob Jason Janesco of his first hit of the evening.
That's one of those plays where if you lay out like that, you better sure you make the play. Because if you don't, it's going to get by you.
The sun's setting in right in our eyes over that right field side. It's a little hard to see the plays out there. So now with one out, Reinhold steps back up to bat. Takes the first pitch and off-speed low and in for strike one. Grounded out to shortstop his last at-bat. A well-hit ball. The Christopher Newport shortstop looking to get on base this time. 0-1 sinks in, finds the zone for strike two. Evan Smith caught Reinhold looking at two. Can put him away with one more pitch. The 0-2. Check swing. Ball high. Barely on the black of the zone. Couldn't sink in at the last moment. Reinhold does a good job checking that swing. 1-2. High and in, ball two. Reinhold stays alive and evens things up with no runners on, just one out in the top of this third where the big train lead 1-0.
Even when Reinhold falls behind in the count early, it always seems like he's able to battle his way back.
2-2. One out, none on. Swing and a foul ball right towards us behind the first base line to stay alive with a ballerina count.
Not a Cinderella count.
Not a Cinderella count, Jack.
I can understand why I make the mistake, though.
I
Similar.
actually...
Cinderella,
Those
ballerina.
Italian-sounding words. The 2-2. Outside, ball three. Reinhold has worked his way back and has made this count full with 3 straight balls. Slider cut a little bit too far outside. Reinhold sees it well and is one pitch away from a strikeout or a walk. Full count on the way next with bases empty and one out in the top of this third. Takes it high, ball 4. Reinhold takes 4 straight balls to get on base.
Another great at-bat by Josh Reinhold. Was aggressive early. Fouled some pitches back, worked his way full, and took the
Now
ball.
batting number 30.
Exactly what you can ask for. And Parker Fry is up to bat now, the right fielder, 0 for 1 in the day. With a line out to first, his previous at-bat. A batter with a tendency to pull down the first base side. With one out and one on, he cracks one deep into right, but it just lands foul.
Broke his bat on that one.
You could hear that, too. A loud swing from Parker Fry. Unfortunate that it's just pulled foul down the first base side, speaking of pull hitting. If that stays fair, you can imagine we're saying goodbye baseball.
Parker Fry certainly a dead red pull hitter.
Had a grand slam over the center field fence back a few games ago against the Metro South County Braves to give the Cropdusters the lead that they would never relinquish. A 9-5 win for the Crops there. Big Train lead 1-0 in the top of the third with one out and a runner on. 0-1 the count. Fry stares at a fastball outside for ball 2. Smith tried to entice a swing with an outside fastball, but Fry decided against it. 1-1 the count. Runner at first, one out. 1-0 the score, Big Train on top. Fry takes a strike down in the zone. A late delayed steal from Reinhold is successful. Reinhold didn't start stealing until the pitch had crossed home plate, but he slides into second on his belly to take it cleanly and take the double play off the table.
Such a heads-up play by Josh Reinhold. You could see the catcher, Cole Constable, hesitated to make the throw. No middle infielder was covering the base, so got in there easily at second.
So now 1-2 the count, runner at second, the tying run with 1 out in the top of this third inning. Smith will look back and the delivery. Fry fouls it back to stay alive at 1-2. Another one of those outside fastballs to the lefty. Fry thought he could get a bat on it, but just grazed the top of his bat. A foul tip keeps him alive.
Now you get another runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs. Another chance for the Dusters to cash in.
It's 1-0 Big Train in the top of the third with just 1 out. Reinhold, the base runner on, just stole to get there. The 1-2. Swing and a line drive over the head of the second baseman, Newman. Reinhold stops his run at third as Whitaker makes the collection and the throw back to home. A laser from the right fielder to keep the runner steady. There's runners in the corners now with 1 out, and Jimmy Kirk up to bat.
Now batting number 38.
A well-hit ball from Parker Fry wasn't going to be denied this time. Got enough elevation to get over the extended hand of Carter Newman, the second baseman. But it puts the double play back on the table. Parker Fry, not known for his speed, has a couple steals on the year.
Neither is Jimmy Kirk at the dish.
1 out, runners in the corners, 1-0 Big Train lead. First pitch kept on the ground to third, but it's through for a base hit. Reinhold scores from third to even things up at 1 in the top of this third. First hit for Jimmy Kirk, hit to left field, and that's an RBI for the Cropdusters RBI king.
Well, he doesn't pull the ball that often, but when he does, it's usually through that hole on the left side. Saw it there
Now
again.
batting number 4.
1-1 the Cropdusters lead, and still threatening with runners at second and first. Fry, the second base runner. Kirk at first with the cleanup hitter. Carter Hines up to bat. Hit a blooper in his first at-bat right down the first base line that landed fair just barely. For the first hit of the game for the Cropdusters. First pitch high, ball 1, so Smith, after just relinquishing the lead, has to put a better head on his shoulders and start throwing strikes again.
Carter Hines had the bloop single last time. Sometimes just seeing a ball drop can get a hot streak going.
1-0. Swing, hit back the third base side again. Bowman can't make the play. It's through to the outfield, but no runner scores from second. Fry stops his run at third, and it loads the bases with Ahia Koje up to bat with 1 out in the top of this third. The Crops and Big Train knotted at 1. Or excuse me, that's Quinn Ahern, the catcher, up to bat now. Koje on deck.
Quinn Ahern locked in right now. Absolutely a guy you want in this spot.
Quinn Ahern, no homers this summer. No runs batted in yet. Just joined this team a week and a half ago.
Comes down to situational hitting, getting something you can handle, driving it into the outfield for the sac fly.
Sac fly on the table, double play on the table with 1 out, and bases juiced. The first pitch. Swing and a miss. Gets away from Constable behind the dish. Fly runs and slides home from third. The Cropdusters have a lead.
Great read by Parker Fry. That ball didn't get too far away from Constable, but Fry made a decision early and got in there with relative ease.
A passed ball will be scored. A high pitch from Evan Smith couldn't be controlled by his former Maryland teammate Constable. Parker Fry runs home. Hines reaches second, and Kirk reaches third on the wild pitch. So Quinn Ahern doesn't have to worry about the double play now with 1 out. A strike at the plate after the swing and miss. 0-1 the count, 1 out. Runners both in scoring position. Crops lead 2-1. Swing and it's kept on the ground to Bowman, who fields it off the hop. Looks to get Kirk in a rundown as it brings the runner from second all the way to third, and Ahern stops his run at second. A nice decoy run from Kirk down the third base line. It does result in an out as he's tagged out at home, but it brings 2 runners in scoring position. A fielder's choice, to say the least.
Number 15.
It's a smart heads-up play by Jimmy Kirk because probably could have gotten back to third if he wanted to, but it would have ended up in the same situation versus you get in a rundown, good things can happen.
And Kirk, not the strongest base runner either, perhaps just sacrificing himself. A selfless play from the man who tied the game. And now Ehi Okoje has a chance to extend the Cropdusters 2-1 lead here in the top of the third. With 2 outs, Okoje struck out his last at-bat, but he's got runners at second and third, 2 speed threats, Hines and Ahern. Evan Smith, see how he responds. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Okoje chopped at 1 low in the zone, but a devastating break from Smith late caught the designated hitter swinging. 0-1 the count, 2 outs. Crops lead 2-1 in the top of this third. The pitch. Too low, ball 1. Great block from Constable behind the dish to keep Carter Hines glued at third. Hines should be taking a healthy lead from that third base side. A little bit more effective against the lefty who has his back towards the third base. Already a wild pitch brought in a run this inning. Another one would bring in Carter Hines. 1-1 the count, 2 on at second and third. The pitch. In and out of the glove of Constable for a ball. Okoje sees a slider outside well for ball 2. 2-1 the count, 2 outs, 2 on. Base open at first. Smith kicks and delivers. Right down the middle, strike 2. Okoje frozen on a high inside fastball. But Smith locates it well. He's now 1 strike away from getting out of this third inning.
Sun's starting to set it, Shirley Povich.
Got the sunglasses off. It's a great feeling. 2-2. 2 outs and 2 runners on the pitch. Hits him right in the hip. Okoje again gets hit by a pitch. 3 hit by pitches in the last 2 days. He's got to be feeling a little sore.
With 2 strikes, he'll take it, but Okoje with some bad luck with hit by pitches lately.
Number 11.
You got to feel for the guy. Yesterday got hit by 2. Today now gets hit by 1. But it loads the bases again with 2 outs in the top of this third. Evan Smith let the game get a little bit away from him with Bryce Herb up to bat. Fortunately for Smith, this is a guy he struck out before. With 2 outs, there's no room for error for Bryce Herb, the Shippensburg outfielder, standing in the righty batter's box. First pitch. Swing and a line drive into center. Traveling towards the gap in left field. The left fielder lays out and doesn't make the grab. Hines scores from third. Ahern scores from second. Okoje rounding from first, and he's there! A 3-run double from Bryce Herb to blow this game wide open. Bastian tried to make a leaping play in the gap to no avail. Bryce Herb with a clutch piece of hitting to empty the bases.
Now batting number 7, Patrick Sanchez.
That was almost a SportsCenter top 10 play by Jaden Bastian. That would have been a phenomenal catch, and he came so close to making it. Instead, Bryce Herb smoked that one. Gets the bases clear and double.
Wish we had the TrackMan on us to see the exit velocity of that, but the score is now 5-1 Cropdusters over Big Train, and now that'll constitute a meeting at the mound between Evan Smith and Sal Colangelo, the starter. Just 1 out to go in this third inning with a runner at second. Pat Sanchez, the batter, up. After the huge hit allowed on the bases loaded, he's loaded the bases twice this inning already, and the Cropdusters have taken advantage both times. 5 runs have already scored in the top of this third, but I imagine they'll keep Evan Smith out just for that final out, and they will.
He's given up a lot of hard contact tonight. Hasn't had his best stuff.
Hard contact from almost every batter so far. That Bryce Herb swing, the hardest we've seen so far. And Bryce Herb, a speed threat at second base. Pat Sanchez has some wheels as well to him. An infield hit would not necessarily mean the end of this inning. And keep an eye out for Herb to steal third against this lefty. Runner at second, 2 outs. The first pitch. High and away, ball 1. Pat Sanchez seeing the zone well. Not jumping on an opportunity to bring in the Shippensburg outfielder at second base. If Sanchez gets on base, Janesco will get his second at-bat of the inning after leading off. The 1-0 misses away again, ball 2. The slider has not been there for Evan Smith tonight.
Really laboring on the mound. Just not able to command his pitches tonight.
2-0 the count. 2 outs and a runner at second. 5-1 the score, Cropdusters on top. Chop to third. Bowman can't field it. Makes the recovery on the run, but the throw to first not there in time. Sanchez beats it out to get on base off a fielding error from Bowman at third base.
When Patrick Sanchez puts it on the ground, you have to field it cleanly because he is so fast, and Bowman wasn't able to do that, and Sanchez was able to beat it out.
One thing about this infield here at Shirley Povich Field, the bounces that this baseball can take can go any which way. We saw it last game. A little bit of English, as you said, on a ground ball to Carter Hines that caused an error. It's really unpredictable, hard for these infielders to make a play. 2 outs and 2 on. Janesco takes one right down the middle for strike one. Lined out to right field, his first at-bat, which coincidentally enough, led off this inning.
That ball was smoked, too.
It was, but a highlight grab from Davin Whitaker and right robbed him of a hit. 0-1 the count, double steal in order, a swing and a miss. The throw to second, not there. Brings runners to second and third after Sanchez takes second, Herb takes third. Gets rid of the force at second and third base. Force play only at first, and Janesco has some wheels, so infield hit still on the table.
Constable tried throwing behind the runner there, but really hard to catch Sanchez stealing.
0-2 the count after the double steal. 2 outs, 5-1 the Crops lead in the top of the third. 1 strike away from the inning. Swinging a foul ball, a hard hit from Janesco, but a little bit too far in front of the swing. He'll stay alive at a 0-2 count.
We made this reference last game. Brett Herb in the Matrix a little bit, dodging that foul ball. Never seen it. Good movie?
It's, I saw it when I was really young. I didn't think so back then. It was a little boring, but, you can bring up another movie, maybe Dodgeball. That's another good reference for hopping over that. The 0-2. Too high, ball one. Janesco stays steadfast. Sanchez threatened to run at second, but he had nowhere to go with a runner at third. Constable makes the throw back to Smith. Cropdusters lead at 5-1 in the top of the third. All 5 runs have come in the top of the third. The lineup's been turned over already. Janesco led it off. He's got 1-2. Swing and it's hit up the middle. Lombardi fields it at short. Makes the throw on the run, but Janesco beat it! 1 run scores at another. Herb scores from third. Sanchez taking advantage of the throw across the diamond, scores from second. It's now 7-1 Cropdusters, and the top of the order is back up again.
Outstanding speed by Jason Janesco.
Josh?
Nothing crazy happened on that play. That was a pretty routine ball for Michael Lombardi over at short. Fielded it a little casually. Throw was a little high, but Janesco just flat out beat it out.
Janesco, there's a reason he starts in the outfield. A lot of wheels, great arm. Shows it on the infield single, and now a second meeting at the mound between Colangelo and Smith means his day is done. Can't get through that final out. 7 runs have already come across in this third inning. So now it'll be time to call to the bullpen. Cropdusters lead at 7-1 in the top of the third. We'll get you a name and number on this reliever, but an outstanding piece of hitting so far in the top of this third. There's still plenty of room to go. That's number 31 for the big train. Aiden Kelly, the Jacksonville righty, steps back at the bat. A familiar pitcher for the Cropdusters. He played against them the last time these two teams met at Shirley Povich. It wasn't the best outing for Kelly. He only went 1 inning, 2 strikeouts, but allowed a solo shot home run from Jimmy Kirk with a walk as well.
Sal Colangelo does not hesitate to go to his bullpen.
He hesitated a little bit. He already met with Evan Smith 1 time with 2 outs, and it just got worse. It came after the base-clearing double from Bryce Herb to bring in the 5th run of the game for the Cropdusters. And after Janesco brings in 2 off the infield singles, 2 RBIs for the Cropdusters.
Kelly!
It's now Aiden Kelly,
Jackson.
the righty, looking to do some damage, at least just get through this final out with the top of the order 2 up.
What an inning it's been. 7 runs in the top of the third here for the Cropdusters. Going back to that Janesco infield single, just that wasn't even particularly close at first. We could have made the call from here.
Absolutely. We've seen a lot of close calls go to the way of the fielders a few times, but not a shadow of a doubt. Lombardi traveled over towards the second base side, shuffle-stepped a little bit. He thought he had the routine out all the way, but Janesco, lightning in his cleats, beat out the throw. Well, we got a little bit of downtime, Jack. A trade happened in the NBA before.
I knew this was coming.
My favorite team is the Chicago Bulls, right? We're a bastion, we're a beacon of mediocrity, we'll say that, and we just got more mediocre. The Bulls had a 1-for-1 trade with the Oklahoma City Thunder, gave Alex Caruso an all-defensive first-team guard to the Thunder for Josh Giddey.
You were disgusted.
A guy who disappeared in the playoffs. Just
You were disgusted.
horrible mismanagement from the Bulls. It's been unfortunate. There's a Bulls fan who's going to come in relief of Branden Brown on the mound tonight. He wasn't happy about either.
Yeah, we talked to reliever Torian Domenico. He was also very upset by this trade.
Not even a pick. I mean, come on. The Thunder are sitting on loads of picks, and they aren't going to mean anything. The Thunder are a great team.
They got fleeced.
The Bulls got fleeced yet again. It's really tough to be a Bulls fan, but it's a little tougher to be a Big Train fan tonight. The Cropdusters lead 7-1 in the top of the third, but silver lining is there's 2 outs for the home side. Top of the order due up. First pitch in there for a strike. Janesco tries stealing second, and he is there head first. Janesco showing off the speed some more. Steals first to second. Another steal in this inning after a double steal helped to bring in the last 2 runners off of Janesco's bat. Reinhold has another runner in scoring position. Still hitless today, but 1 hit into the outfield would surely bring in Janesco. 0-1 the count, 2 outs. 1 runner at second. Janesco dances. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
Makes sense why Janesco is such a good outfielder with that arm and that speed.
Reinhold, 0-2 the count. Janesco was at that same count last time he was up. Ended up bringing in 2 runs. Runner at second, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Kelly just 1 pitch away from finally putting this inning to bed. The 0-2. High and outside, ball 1. Reinhold takes an exhale before stepping back into the righty batter's box. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a walk and a run. Scored the first run of the day off a Jimmy Kirk single. That was earlier this inning, Jack. 1-2 the count. 2 outs, runner at second, top of the third. Swing and a line drive up the middle and through for a base hit to center field. Janesco rounds third. He's coming home. The slide does not come. He gets home standing up. 8-1 Cropdusters. Reinhold gets his first hit, and the Cropdusters extend the lead to 7.
Would say this is the best offensive inning we've seen from the Cropdusters this year.
It's definitely up there if it isn't. My mind goes back to a 9-run inning the Cropdusters had against the T-Bolts back in Game 2 of the season, but it's night and day. After the Cropdusters could only get 2 hits yesterday against the Thunderbolts, they're already up to 8 today. 8 runs have already scored. Their most already since the Braves game half a week ago. Fry, the next batter up with 2 outs. Runner at first, takes one low, ball 1. Righty deals to lefty. Parker Fry got his first hit on his last at-bat. A single to bring a Reinhold around to third. Reinhold stole a bag his last time on the base paths. He stands with a 1-stride lead at first. 1-0. Swing and a line drive through to right field. Another base hit. The onslaught continues. Reinhold stops his run at second. Parker Fry has his second hit of the inning, and it brings up Jimmy Kirk again. Kirk had an RBI single earlier this inning to bring in the first run. He's got 2 runners on with 2 outs. Nothing the Big Train are doing is working.
Seems like they're hitting every ball hard.
The Cropdusters coming out seemingly with an extra motivation. Now the Millersville first baseman, fresh off his 12th RBI of the season, looks to tack on even more with 2 on and 2 outs. Reinhold at second, Fry at first. The pitch from Kelly. Too low, skips off the dirt. Good block from Constable behind the dish to keep the runners where they are, which is a very important factor after we've seen already 4 steals this inning alone.
And the Cropdusters offense was scuffling a little bit coming into this game.
2 hits yesterday, both coming from the same guy. The rest of the lineup, no dice. They've almost completely substituted the whole lineup. Jimmy Kirk stands with a 1-0, 2 outs and 2 on. He did not play yesterday. By far the Cropdusters' best power hitter. Already hit a home run out of here last time he played in a 13-10 loss. Takes the off-speed outside to make it 2-0. A late break on the slider from the righty Kelly doesn't fool Kirk at the bag. 2-0 the count. 2 runners on, 2 outs in the top of the third. The Cropdusters have scored 8 to the Big Train's single run. 2-0. Swing and a towering foul ball backwards into the parking lot. Willem scream plays here at Shirley Povich Field. I love a good sound effect. You know,
I think it's a little corny.
sometimes you hear some of
Corner
them.
sound effect. I'm not a fan of that.
That's you're gonna find that in any ballpark, Jack. 2-1 the count for Kirk after the foul ball. Takes it high and away for ball 3. 2 pitchers so far this inning, neither of them figuring it out. It's a 3-1 count for Kirk. 2 runners on with 2 outs. This is Kirk's second at-bat of the inning, brought in the first run on a single. He's 1 for 2 on the day. 425 batting average on the season. The league best 700 slugging percentage. Takes it low and away, ball 4. Kirk takes a base via walk, and it brings up Quinn Ahern again.
Another good at-bat by Jimmy Kirk. You think Sokolsky has nightmares about him?
Berth, please come to the merchandise table. You have a lost item.
Had some
Emmett Patrick
tremendous
Berth.
performances at Shirley Povich.
You think back to the playoff series last year where Kirk hit a home run to keep the
Now batting
Cropdusters
number
alive
4,
in Game 2.
Hunter Hines.
Hit a home run earlier this season at this place. Went 4 for 4 in that game. He's already 1 for 2. Now with a walk, proving he can do it all. Bases loaded for a 3rd time this inning with 2 outs. Aiden Kelly looking for better luck than his starter, Evan Smith, who's since been substituted out. 8-1 the score at the top of the 3rd, the pitch. Swing and a foul ball. Big Train fans have fallen silent after the Cropdusters have scored 8 this inning. 0-1 the count for Hines, the cleanup hitter, getting his second go-around. He's 2 for 2 on the day. 0-1 the count with 2 outs. Bases still loaded. Carter Hines has yet to hit a home run this season. Hits more for contact, but poked 2 out this spring at Shippensburg. 0-1 the count. Bases loaded. Hard contact all across the lineup. Ball high. Fastball keeps the runners at all 3 bases. 1-1 the count. Kelly. All of his strikes have seemingly been foul balls. The command of the zone has not been there from this reliever. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Crops lead 8-1 in the top of the 3rd. The payoff pitch. Hit on a line to 3rd and through for a base hit. Reinhold scores from 3rd. Fly rounds from 2nd. He's coming home and he gets there. Kirk makes the run to 3rd. A 2-out double to bring in 2 from Carter Hines. It's 10-1 in the top of the 3rd.
Well, they say hitting is contagious, and this is example A right here. Everybody up and down the lineup smoking baseballs.
Now
It's the
batting
Cropdusters
number
party. They can hit if they want to, and hit they have. Carter Hines gets his 3rd hit, brings in 2. It's 10-1 Cropdusters at the top of the 3rd. And Quinn Ahern, the catcher up to bat, had a hit earlier this inning as well. A line drive into right field, scored on the base paths coming around. 2 out still with 2 runners in scoring position. Kirk at 3rd, Hines at 2nd. Swing and a high foul ball into the parking lot for strike 1. Cropdusters scored 10 runs the last time they were here in a 13-10 loss. They know they can't take their foot off the gas, and they have not yet. 0-1. Right down the middle, strike 2. So now Aiden Kelly is 1 strike away from finally putting this inning to bed. You hear murmurs of life from the Big Train crowd. They've seen 10 runs come across for the Cropdusters at the top of this 3rd. 10-1 your score. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. The 0-2. Too high, ball 1.
This has to feel good for this Cropdusters offense.
1-2 the count. 2 outs. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. 10-1 ball game in the top of the 3rd. The 1-2 sails outside for ball 2. A curveball from Kelly. Too far outside.
Just making nothing easy for Aiden Kelly tonight.
Quinn Ahern 1 for 2 on the day with a run. He's got 2 runners on, but 1 out away from finally putting the inning to bed. Takes a fastball inside for ball 3, a full count. With the inning on the line, we'll see if Aiden Kelly can finally put these Cropdusters bats down. Full count, 2 outs. Hines at 2nd, Kirk at 3rd, the lone base runners. Kirk sacrificed himself in a rundown last time he was at 3rd, didn't score. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And finally, the inning is put to bed. 10-run score for the Cropdusters with 2 left on. 8 hits to speak of. Quinn Ayers finally swings through and puts the inning down. 10-1 the Cropdusters lead. Midway through the 3rd inning, the Big Train have a huge hole to climb out of when we return on YouTube. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. When it rains, it pours, and well, the Cropdusters bats just put up a monsoon. 10-1 your score midway through the 3rd inning. Cropdusters scored all but 10 of their runs at the top of the 3rd, and now Branden Brown has a chance to really deflate the Big Train bats. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call for this one. The Cropdusters well in front of the Big Train. A lot of powerful swings. The Big Train haven't even gone through the rotation once yet.
You always want to shut down inning out of your pitcher after the bats do that. Branden Brown was on the bench for a long time that happened.
First pitch from Brown, right down the middle, strike 1. Doesn't look cold at all. First pitch catches Cole Constable's bat on his shoulder. The catcher gets his first at-bat. Just transferred to Quinnipiac from Maryland. The 0-1. Ball low.
Good pitch, kid.
Right
Still
on
there.
the black. A nice off-speed from Brown, looking for the low part of the zone, just barely sunk too low. 1-1. Constable keeps it on his shoulder, but the strike is on the up-away corner for strike 2. 1-2 the count for Branden Brown. Already with 1 strikeout, looking for number 2 right here. The 1-2 is hit on a line to Reinhold at 3rd. Makes the throw across the diamond on time and on the money for out number 1.
Quick first out by Branden Brown, filling the strike zone up.
If you can't get a strikeout, you'll take a weakly hit grounder. Josh Reinhold playing 3rd base tonight, typically a shortstop. Takes a good squeeze on it off the ground. And the throw across the diamond was seamless.
It's like Jaden Bastian has stolen Jimmy Kirk's walk-up song.
I don't know if stolen. I don't know. Does Jimmy Kirk have a copyright on it?
When you hit like he does, you own the song, Jimmy.
Might as well, right? High heat doesn't catch Bastian swinging. Ball 1 for the leadoff outfielder. Walked his previous at-bat. And then got caught stealing on the very next play. 1-0 the count, 1 out, none on. Off-speed misses low and away from Branden Brown to put Bastian ahead 2-0. Exactly what you want from your leadoff hitter. Bastian looking to get on base again. 2-0 the count. Kirk playing really far back at first. Off-speed finds the zone this time. Strike 1. Careened towards the outer portion of the plate. Branden Brown works his way back. 1 out, none on. Crops lead 10-1 at the bottom of the 3rd. A 2-1 count for Jaden Bastian back at the plate. Right down the middle. Great placement from Branden Brown for a looking strike 2.
Even Brown's misses have not been by much. He's all around the strike zone tonight.
2-2 the count. 1 out, none on in the bottom of this 3rd inning. The pitch. Way too high. Full count with 3 balls. Almost clipped the top of the helmet of Bastian. So that brings the count full for the leadoff man who Does a good job seeing the zone. Walked his last at-bat. Brown looking for his second punch-out. The 3-2. High and inside. Bastion takes ball 4 and takes a base. A battle between batter and pitcher between that one brings up Andrew Williamson with a runner at first and 1 out. Williamson, his last at-bat, swung for the fences and sent a solo shot over the right field fence. That seems like ages ago after the Cropdusters kept these big train bats on the bench. 10 runs came across in the top of this third.
Seems like a whole different game ago, Jish.
1 out and 1 on. The first pitch. Swing and it's kept on the ground and through for a base hit to right field. Fry fields it. Bastion thought about taking third, but he does not. Sanchez fields the cutoff throw. It brings runners to first and second.
Now batting
A
number
first pitch single from Williamson. Now a double and triple away from the cycle, Jack.
Hardest to get.
Davin Whitaker up to bat now. Grounded out his previous at-bat. The second hit of the day just came across for the big train. Both hits today coming from the center fielder Williamson. First pitch right down Broadway. Strike 1 against the lefty. Branden Brown shrugging off the base hit he just gave up. 0-1 the count, 1 out, double play on the table. Cropdusters have already turned one that ended the second inning as the 0-1 misses low for ball 1. Williamson at first, Bastion at second, speed on the base paths with a power hitter Whitaker up to bat. Checks his 1-1, did he go? Yes, he did, strike 2. Great movement from north to south from Branden Brown. Enticed and drew the swing from Whitaker. Hits 283 on the year, 0 for 1 on the day. He's got a home run already. It'd do wonders to get the big train back in it. 10-1 Cropdusters. Off the dirt, ball 2. Cloud of dust in front of the catcher Ahern, who does a good job blocking it. An even count, 2-2. 1 out. Branden Brown with 1 strikeout already today. 1 strike away from getting another. The 2-2. Swing and a towering ball hit to center field. Janesco back at the warning track. Looks up. Makes the play at the wall. Runner tags from second to third. And Bastion reaches third safely after the second out. Falls into the glove of Jason Janesco in center field.
Another nice play by Jason Chinesco, ranging all the way back to the wall. A little too far for him to make a third there, Jish, even with his arm.
Great defensive
Now
play
batting
nonetheless
number
from
25.
Janesco.
Michael
Sacrifice hit from Davin Whitaker brings Bastion to third, so there's runners in the corners with 2 outs, and Michael Lombardi walking out to some Pink Floyd. Oh man, that's a great song. Breathe by Pink Floyd, his walk-up song. The shortstop struck out his last at-bat and starts off where he left off. Takes an off-speed right down the middle for strike 1. Lombardi still looking for his first hit of the summer with the big train. Swings through the 0-1, gets away from Ahern. Bastion scores from third. And the runner, Williamson, gets the second. So it's 10-2. Cropdusters still lead by 8. After a wild pitch from Branden Brown brings in 1. Still 2 outs for the Cropdusters. 1-1 the count. In a 10-2 ball game, bottom of the third inning, 2 outs. With a runner at second. Lombardi at the plate with a 1-1. Takes it low and away. Ball 2. Fastball from Branden Brown was framed well from Ahern. It might have been a strike right on the black. We've got Branden Brown's dad right next to us saying, yes, that was a strike. I would have to agree with you. 2-1 the count. 2 outs and a runner at second. 2-1. Low for ball 3.
Yeah, Jish, we got Branden Brown's dad to the left of us, and we have what I presume Michael Lombardi's dad to the right of us.
A lot of phones out filming. At-bat that'll get a lot of eyeballs, to say the least. 3-1 the count. 2 outs, runner at second. The pitch. Swing and a towering foul ball over our heads. The first base lands in a tree. To bring the count full, another battle. 3-2 the count. Branden Brown has worked his way to 2 strikes on every single batter he's faced so far. Can this final one be what ends the inning? The 3-2.
What?
That looked like a strike to me. Now it brings the count full. I believe there was an error on the scoreboard, so it's a 3-2 count now. That fastball looked to be just as cleanly down the center of the square as you could get. Full count. Swinging a foul ball, he'll stay alive with a full count.
Really like Branden Brown's dad's approach to the filming here. He's on the knee. He's got the towel under the knee. You can tell this isn't his first rodeo.
Of course not. Full count, 2 outs. Runner at second base. Inning deciding pitch on the way. Low and away, ball 4.
Go on, kid. Get this guy. No harm.
Bunch of almosts, to say the least, and it brings another runner on for the big train. And Emilio Gonzalez up to bat.
Now batting number
Hit by a pitch his previous at bat.
Emilio.
Gonzalez played first base last time these two teams matched up. Designated hitter tonight.
Emilio Gonzalez has played in both games that these teams have faced. Started one, came in relief of the other. 2 for 4 in his last game with an RBI and a strikeout. First pitch low and away for ball 1.
That was a strike.
Branden Brown all around it.
1-0 the count. Runners at first and second. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Can't be denied on that one. An emphatic swing and miss from Gonzalez. 2 outs still with runners at first and second. The Cropdusters lead 10-2 in the bottom of the 3rd. Low ball to put the batter ahead. Gonzalez leads 2-1 strike. 2 outs still, and this is where the big train had trouble getting that final out the last inning. Cropdusters scored 10. 2-1. Low and in, ball 3. Gonzalez scoots away from a low fastball. So now a 3-1 hitters count for Gonzalez. Runner in scoring position. He would be the 3rd run for the big train today. 3-1. High and in, ball 4, bases loaded.
No harm. No harm.
2 straight walks from Branden Brown. That'll entice a meeting at the mound between Coach Adam Leader, the infielders, and Branden Brown. Usually just kind of a standard thing that happens when bases are loaded, Jack.
Coach Leader's just going to let Branden Brown take a deep breath, take a couple seconds, reset.
Jack Guerrero, the batter on deck, up to the plate. He's hitting 192 in the year, 0 for 1 on the day. Rounded out his previous at-bat. A 4-3 ground out to Carter Hines, who made an impressive sliding play to put the James Madison first baseman to bed for the second out of that inning, back in the 2nd.
Seen a lot of dazzling plays in the field tonight.
With 2 outs and bases loaded, Guerrero's got a huge weight in his shoulders and a 10-2 hold of the Cropdusters. Takes one low for a ball 1. Curveball could not find the bottom part. Guerrero ahead of Brown. The 1-0. Swinging a foul ball. Strike 1.
Such a crucial pitch coming up, 1-1. Someone's going to get ahead.
If Brown can get out of this, that would be a godsend for the Cropdusters. 1-1. Off speed finds the zone right down the middle for strike 2. A 1-2 count. Branden Brown 1 strike away from stranding 3 runners. The 1-2. Right down the middle, looking strike 3. Branden Brown.
Stay strong, kid.
Frogs on the lily pad. And the Cropdusters keep a 10-2 lead on a looking strikeout from Branden Brown. Finally puts the inning to bed with bases loaded. And the Cropdusters bats get the swing again up 10-2. To the top of the 4th we go on YouTube. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. 10-2, the Cropdusters lead. To the fourth inning we go. Jish, Sokolsky, Jack Feldman on the call, and Jack, all 10 of those runs for the Cropdusters came in the last frame. Everybody on the Cropdusters lineup, except for two, have hits. Ahia Koj, one of them, but he got on base on a hit by pitch his last at-bat. He'll face off against the righty Aiden Kelly, who came in midway through the inning with 2 outs. Took him a few more runs before he could finally put the inning to bed. 10-2, the Crops lead. First pitch, Koj watches a curveball inside, ball 1.
Jish, after the last inning, we saw about 4 or 5 Cropduster players go to the bathroom, take a little bathroom break, because that inning was so long.
A long inning and a long day. The 1-0 curves away for ball 2. Koj seeing the zone well.
So when you're putting up 10 runs, 9 runs in an inning, you can hold it a little bit.
2-0. Kept on the ground, chopped to the shortstop, who makes the throw across, but Koj beats it out for an infield hit. Valiant effort from Lombardi at short. Runs to his glove side, but couldn't put Koj away. Blazing hot speed. He gets his first hit. And now the Cropdusters have hits top to bottom.
Now batting number 11.
Seems like every ball they put in play is just finding a hole.
A runner on already for the Cropdusters with no outs in the top of the fourth. Bryce Herb up to bat. A base-clearing double his previous at-bat. Takes one high for ball 1. Kelly tries the fastball after finding no success at the off-speed against Koj, but same result, ball 1. 1-0 the count, 1 runner on. The pitch, outside, ball 2. Bryce Herb leveled one into the gap in left center his last at-bat to bring Koj all the way around from first. Koj at first again. The 2-0 tucks into the top corner for strike 1. Finally, an effort on the outside portion pays dividends for Kelly. 2-1 the count. Koj with a 2-stride lead at first. The 2-1. Swinging a pop foul for strike 2. Sanchez, the batter on deck, makes the barehanded grab.
So cat-like reflexes.
2-2 the count. We've seen him at shortstop make plays like that, now in the batter's circle as well. 2-2 count. Swing and another foul ball deep into the trees on the right field side.
Bryce Herb's double last time he was up. One of the harder hit balls I've seen him hit. He's a guy with a few extra base hits.
2-2 the count. Koj, the runner at first with some speed. Already with 3 steals this season. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Bryce Herb is sent out swinging, his second strikeout of the day. So now a double play on the table for the big train. A weakly hit ground ball could make this inning a lot better for the big train than it was last time. Sanchez had one of those infield hits his previous at-bat. He scored. 1 out. Koj goes. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Koj slides down. The throw goes high, but Koj does not take third. Successfully taken 2. After the throw from Constable misses the middle infield all the way out into the outfield. But a quick reaction from that center fielder, Whitaker, to keep Koj glued. Or Williamson, excuse me.
Williamson got to that ball fast. Smart decision by Koj to stay at 2.
0-1 the count for Sanchez, who swung through nothing. 1 out and a runner at second now. Kelly takes a look back and delivers. Swing and a high hit foul ball. Ferreira looks for it. Constable screaming out as the ball's hit out of play for a foul ball, strike 2.
Very emphatically, may I add.
0-2 the count. 1 out and a runner at second. That's Ahia Koj, got there via a steal. On deck, Jason Janesco, who brought in 2 runners on an infield single his last at-bat. Sanchez looking to stay alive and get on base. He's down 0-2. The 0-2. Swing and a weakly hit ball down the first base line. Guerrero tried sliding in foul territory to make the play for out number 2, but it lands to his left. Sanchez stays alive.
Has a weird ball in on the hands of Sanchez. Had some English on it. Tough play to make.
Ball that careened foul, and Guerrero had a good jump on it, but just a second too late. Valiant effort on the slide, but Sanchez steps back into the righty batter's box, down 0-2. Kelly, with a third straight payoff pitch, hopefully can get him swinging without a foul. The 0-2. Swinging kept up the middle to Lombardi at short, who makes the run, throwing the run on time for out number 2.
Sanchez really got down the line. That was a routine play to short. He almost beat it out.
Bang, bang play. Lombardi. Bit late on
Jason.
a throw to Jason Janesco his last time swinging. Now Jason Janesco is back up to bat. Lombardi brings out Sanchez, and it's now the bottom of the order for the Cropdusters. Eiji Okoje, the lone base runner, at second. Crops lead at 10-2 with 2 outs in the top of this 4th. Kelly standing tall. This is where the problems arose for the big train last time, as the first pitch skips in the dirt for ball 1.
Beautiful block by Constable behind the dish.
Constable slid to his right to stop the ball from traveling to the backstop. Would have definitely sent Okoje to third. 1-0 the count. Janesco 1 for 2 on the day with 2 RBIs. An RBI single his last at bat. Takes a fastball low for strike 1. Great placement from Kelly on the south part of the zone.
Janesco, very almost Giancarlo Stanton-like in the batter's box. Very stoic presence.
1-1. Bat on the shoulder. The righty looks to deal again. The 1-1. Chopped up the middle. Lombardi fields it off the tall hop. The throw across the diamond on time for out number 3. Janesco couldn't beat that one out with his legs, and that will put this inning to bed with 1 left stranded. Eiji Okoje collects the lone hit and is the lone base runner left on. Cropdusters still lead 10-2 after a scoreless top of the 4th.
The longest day of the year.
Continue to
It's
crawl
World
out
Tapas
of
Day
an
and National
we return on
Vanilla
YouTube.
Milkshake Day.
Jish,
We're
Sokolsky,
going
Jack
with Cal's Hot
We'll be right back.
Dogs and ice here at Hovich Field. On this day in history.
The Cropdusters lead after the 4th inning, and there's a new pitcher on the mound for the bottom of this 4th. It's Tori Indomenico taking the baton from Branden Brown after a pretty good outing from the righty. Only 2 runs came across on his watch with 2 strikeouts, 4 walks. Something he'll have to come back and reassess, but
Number 18.
Indomenico
Torre
will also have to reassess his previous performance here. His first outing of the season, well, really wasn't good, Jack. 2/3 of an inning, 3 earned runs, 2 hits, 3 walks. But since then, he's gotten a lot
Been
better.
better since then. You know, he's pitching angry tonight after that Chicago Bulls trade, Jish.
The Chicago native, Bulls fan like myself, couldn't be happy about it. His last outing versus the Aces was a start, went 3 innings, scoreless innings, only 2 hits, 2 walks with 2 strikeouts. Another performance like that will be a welcomed addition to the lefties' resume this season.
Pinch hitter here for Big
Now
Trouble.
batting for the big train, number 22. Landon
Of the 4th,
Franklin.
Landon
from the
Franklin
University of
is the
Kentucky.
pinch hitter for the big train. First pitch is popped foul with some power for strike 1. Franklin has played in both other games against the Cropdusters from Kentucky. Fouls off his first pitch. The 0-1 from Indomenico. Hit on a line right into the glove of Sanchez at shortstop. Sanchez took a few steps backwards on the back pedal, made a leap up at the grass, and comes down with the baseball. Out one is good for the Cropdusters.
Let me know if you've heard this before, Jish. Another great defensive play by Patrick Sanchez over
You like a broken record, Jeff? It's worth repeating every single time he makes plays like that. Keenan Bowman up to bat, the third baseman, has made a couple errors. Cost the big train some runs on the defensive end. The offensive end, he's 0 for 1. Looking for a turnaround. It's still early. Bottom of the 4th inning. 1 out. Crops lead 10-2. First pitch, a low ball in Domenico on the 1-0. High and in for ball 2. Right off the corner. Domenico is not missing by much. 2-0 from the windup. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Domenico deceived him with a little bit of a change-up action. 2-1 the count for Bowman, the righty, versus Domenico, the lefty, for the first time. The 2-1. High and away, ball 3. Domenico is going to take a little bit to settle into this game. Already with 1 out, a line out to the shortstop, his last batter. Here comes the 3-1. Swing and a hit towards the third base line. It stays fair for a base hit and then some. Bowman with a head of steam around first base. The throw to second, not on time as he slides down for a double. A tightrope hit ball from Keenan Bowman down the left field line, barely staying fair. Lucky for the Cropdusters defense. With 1 out, there's a runner in scoring position.
It's a nice piece of hitting, hooking that right down the line.
Cole Constable up to bat for the big train with a runner in scoring position. 0 for 1 on the day. Who's the 4th-ranked catcher in Pennsylvania. Played at the University of Maryland this past season, but didn't get any playing time. Constable hitting 174 on the summer. There's been a good defensive presence behind the dish for the big train. 10-2 your score. Crops on top of big train. First pitch. Right down the middle, strike 1. Domenico goes off speed, and it toils with the catcher to go ahead 0-1. 0-1 the count. 1 runner on and 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Swing and a miss, strike 2. A foul tip keeps the runner from going. It spiked off the dirt and high. Could have been construed as a wild pitch, but the fact that Constable got that on ball, it's a sigh of relief for the Cropdusters. 0-2 the count. 1 out and a runner at second base. Domenico a strike away from his first punch-out. The 0-2. Swing and a hit on a line. Deep into right and center. Janesco looking back. It's off the wall for extra bases. Franklin rounds from second, and he will score. 10-3, the big train inch closer off of a 1-out double from Cole Constable.
Doesn't get much better than that, Jish. Inside out swing off the right center field fence.
If there wasn't a taller fence out there in center field, you could maybe think that was a home run, but instead just bounces off the wall, keeps the runner at second base, so we'll do it again. This time, the big train will run richer. It's 10-3 in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch high with a runner at second. 1 out, ball 1. Jaden Bastian has walked twice, and there's a reason he's hitting at the top of the order. It's because he gets on base. 2-1. Excuse me, the 1-0 misses low and inside for ball 2. Domenico 2 straight balls after the monumental double. Constable. 2-0 the count. Bastian, a very smart swinger. The 2-0. Swinging a foul ball. Chopped it backwards for strike 1. Two-1 the count. Cole Constable, the lone runner at second base, with 1 out. 10-3 ball game. Crops on top in the bottom of the 4th. Domenico a look back and the delivery from the stretch. 2-1 blasted foul for strike 2. A late swing from Bastian at the plate. Can't put it in play. It's hammered down that first base line, though. A wake-up call for the pitcher. Two the count. 1 out, and a runner at second. A low and away. Count comes full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Domenico tried a north-south curveball, but just couldn't graze that zone.
Domenico wanted that pitch, just missing on that outside corner.
3-2. Checked his swing, but a cold strike right down the middle. Domenico dusted him for his first strikeout.
He's giving up some hard contact this inning, but looking much better than his last outing at Shirley Povich Field.
You're absolutely right, Jack. And there's another pinch hitter. Andrew Williamson's day is done. Very surprising. He's 2 for 2 on the day with a home run.
It is very surprising.
Instead, it brings up Christopher Diaz, the Tulane product. Now we'll be playing center field from Tulane. With 2 outs, he takes a pitch low for ball 1. So that means there's going to be a shift in the outfield as well. Big Train already down 10-3 in the bottom of this fourth, just pulling out all the stops. They've got a runner threatening at second. That's Cole Constable, the catcher, the 1-0. Right down the middle, strike 1. Lefty dealing to lefty. This favors the pitcher, Domenico, taking advantage with a fastball.
Sokolsky uses a lot of pinch hitters typically later in ball games.
It's the bottom of the fourth, the 1-1. 2 low, ball 2. Christopher Diaz started in 2 subsequent games against the Cropdusters. It's 2 for 5 with 3 walks. 2-1 the count. 2 outs and a runner at second. Off speed finds the zone. Strike 2. A nice slider from Domenico cuts out. Or in, then out. The movement froze the lefty batter. 2-2 the count. 1 strike from the inning. Domenico, a look back at second where a runner stays. Checks his swing, pitch high, ball 3. A full count with 2 outs in this 4th inning. 10-3, the Cropdusters lead over the Big Train. Big Train have scored in the last 2 innings with another runner in scoring position at second. The 3-2. 2 low, ball 4. It appeared as though it just barely missed that low inside corner. Domenico thought he had him.
He's not missing by much.
A great frame from Aaron at the dish, too, keeping the arm extended in front of him to make it seem like a strike.
Now
Domenico.
Number 39.
Jaw fell to the floor.
Sokolsky, University of Kentucky.
Now it's Josh Skoronsky up to bat, another pinch hitter for Gavin Whitaker. He's played in both games against the Cropdusters, 2 for 7 at the plate with 3 strikeouts. Takes the first pitch high for ball 1. In his last appearance, a 6-3 loss for the Big Train at First Responder Field. He went 0 for 3, had an RBI on a fielder's choice with 2 strikeouts in that one. 1-0 the count, 2 runners on, 2 outs. Swinging a grounder hit off the first base bag, over the head of Kirk, who makes the throw back to first. Domenico covers for out number 3.
It's a great job by Jimmy Kirk to adjust. Great job by Tori Domenico to field the PFP.
Domenico with a hard 90 sprint to the first base bag to cover for Kirk, who had to back up, catch it off the tall hop, and he made the play. 1 run scores, 2 left on for the Big Train after the 4th inning. Cropdusters still 10-3. A little less of a productive inning in the 4th inning after a 10-run third. We'll see how the bats fare in the top of the 5th. Top of the order due up for this 5th inning. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on YouTube. 10-3, the Cropdusters lead after 4. Big Train pulled a little bit closer with a run in the bottom of the 4th, but the Cropdusters lead still sits at 7 with the bats revving to go. There's a new pitcher for the Big Train. The University of Alabama product, Ariston Vesey, the 3rd Alabama pitcher we've seen the Big Train throw out against the Cropdusters.
It's really a pipeline there, Jish.
There's 4 on the roster. Jansen Kensey, his Alabama teammate, got the start against the Cropdusters last time, and the loss allowed 5 earned runs against the Crops. Jackson Baker, the other Alabama product the Crops have seen, was a lot different. 3 scoreless innings, 4 strikeouts, just 1 walk and 1 hit. So we'll see if the Crimson Tide has another gem or another dud on the plate today against the top of the order. Josh Reinhold settles into the ready batter's box. You're ready to get this 5th inning going.
Great.
Now batting number 8, Josh Reinhold.
Reinhold 1 for 2 on the day, 2 runs with a walk and an RBI as well. The first pitch, too low, skips off the dirt, ball 1. A breaking ball that broke way too early and spiked off the dirt. Reinhold always sees the square in front of him very well.
The square? Don't you mean the
square, the strike zone. It's a square. 1-0 the count. No outs, none on. Low on the fastball, ball 2. It's going to take a little bit for Vesey to get into this game, but that fastball had quite a bit of run on it.
Oh, you were talking about the ball, I was going to say. Isn't that a circle?
It would be interesting if it was a cube. So the 2-0 misses inside at the knees of Reinhold for ball 3. Righty dealing to righty. Big Train started a lefty, Evan Smith. Went to Kelly, the righty out of the pen, and another righty. Vesey misses outside for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to put the top of the order on the base paths and bring up Parker Fry.
It's really been the theme for Big Train pitchers all day long. Have not been consistently in the strike zone. When they have, they've gotten shelled.
Parker Fry.
Already 11 hits for the Cropdusters this game alone. 8 of them came in the 4th inning when the Crop scored 10 runs. It's a 10-3 ball game. Cropdusters on top of Big Train with a runner at first. Josh Reinhold already with a steal today. Parker Fry is 2 for 3 on the day. Takes a fastball right down the middle for strike 1. First strike thrown from Vesey.
His at-bats have just been looking better and better as the season has progressed.
Hitting .279 now after today's performance. The 0-1 finds the outside corner for strike 2, so Vesey has found his way quickly. 2 called strikes. Fry not sure whether to swing at both of them, and he's down 0-2. No outs, 1 on. Josh Reinhold, the lone base runner at first. Crops lead 10-3 in the top of this 5th. The pitch. Swing, it's kept on the ground and foul down the first base line.
Jish, the Cropdusters scored so many runs in the top of the 3rd, they can't even display it on the scoreboard. They ran out of room.
Don't have room for double digits. You don't really see double digits scoring in a single inning. 0-2 the count for Fry. Back at the dish. Runner at first and no outs. Vesey from the stretch. Too low, ball 1. Reinhold threatened a steal. If he went around, he probably could have taken it after Constable took a millisecond to get on top of it. So 1-2 the count. The fastball dies in the dirt, and Parker Fry looking forward to getting a pitch he can square up on. A look back at first. Vesey shuffling at the bump and delivers the 1-2. Check swing, fouled off the nub of his bat to keep it at 1-2. Fry, the lefty, adjusting his grip before stepping back into the batter box. 1-2 the count remains. Reinhold, the runner at first with no outs. Vesey a look back that way. And he delivers the 1-2. Runner goes. Hit weakly to the second baseman, Franklin, who makes the throw back to first tall, but Guerrero keeps the foot on the bag for out number 1. A fielder's choice puts Reinhold at second. Vesey appealing to the umpire about something.
Now batting number 38, Jimmy.
And now the second base umpire is assessing things with the home plate and first base umpire.
We're gonna go talk about it. Don't really have any idea what this could be about, Jish.
VC made a appeal about something, but not quite sure what about.
Well, we're gonna find out in a second.
Could this be another case of base runner interference is my question.
I would say that's probably what they're talking about.
Here's as though after a quick conversation, the verdict is confirmed. Josh Reinhold at second, no fielder interference.
They were saying he maybe slowed up a second on that ground ball, try to shield the second baseman.
Well, it didn't work if that's what he was trying to do. The fielder's choice still brings home the first out. Reinhold stays safe at second, and Jimmy Kirk is up to bat. Walked his last at-bat, but brought in the first run with an RBI single back in the third inning. He's got a runner at second with one out. Still yet to see that enormous power that Kirk can pack. Swing and a miss, strike one. He was looking for it there, but didn't catch the ball. Kirk is 1 for 2 on the day. Hasn't hit a home run in over a week.
It's a long time for him.
Hit 2 in the South County Braves game, the first one, in a 12-5 victory. His other one came here at this very venue. 0-1 the count. Kirk takes one outside for ball one, and something I noticed from Kirk last season, too. He had a stretch where he hit home runs seemingly every game for a week and then cooled off a little bit before coming it back around in the playoffs. It's just a matter of time before Kirk can get his hands free and a good swing.
He's also not getting a lot of fastballs to hit.
1-1 the count. Runner at second, Reinhold. One out, step off from VC. Doesn't decide to throw back. The Crimson Tide pitcher steps back onto the hill with a 1-1 count to the Millersville slugger, Jimmy Kirk, standing in the righty batter's box. 1-1 the count. One out and a runner at second. The pitch. Too low, gets away from Constable. Reinhold, a hard 90 to third, will take third base on a wild pitch, and that brings up the sacrifice fly if Jimmy Kirk wants it.
Sacrifice fly, one of the more underrated plays of baseball.
It's a selfless play for sure. Best part about it, my favorite part, is that it's not counted as an at-bat against you, so it doesn't hurt your average. Runner at third base with just one out in the top of this fifth. The Cropdusters lead 10-3, but are threatening again with Jimmy Kirk at the plate. 2-1 the count, one out the pitch. Checks his swing, and that's the correct decision as a slider misses away, ball 3. 3-1 the count for Kirk, one that definitely could warrant a huge swing from number 38. The 3-1 of VC, trying not to give him something to hit. Swing and a miss for strike 2, just a little late. The fastball had a lot of spit on it.
Freedom hat, Jimmy Kirk. You're very coordinated tonight. You got the flamingo shirt and the pink pants.
I'm a big fan of matching the pinks. Full count. One out and a runner at third in the top of this fifth with the Crops lead 10-3. Kirk takes one low, ball 4, a second walk for the big bat.
Just good at bat after good at bat. Haven't been too many bad at bats tonight.
You're absolutely right, but double plays on the table for the big train that could get them out of the inning with Jimmy Kirk at first base, Josh Reinhold at third. Kirk not the fastest runner, but fortunately for the Cropdusters, Carter Hines, the batter up, is a very, very quick runner. Could definitely beat out an infield hit if push comes to shove. He's 3 for 3 on the night with 2 RBIs. Sac fly still on the table. Kirk takes a lead at first, Reinhold at third. The first pitch to Hines. High and away, ball 1. Perhaps a pitch out, but you're not going to catch Jimmy Kirk running at that.
VC sticking with the trend of the previous big trade pitchers, just not really finding the zone.
1-0 the count on a high fastball. Constable had to stand up to catch it. 1 out, 2 on. Crops lead 10-3 at the top of the fifth. Right down, tucked away into the bottom in corner for Hines for strike 1. 1-1 the count. 1 out and runners in the corners for Hines. Already 3 hits today. A shuffle step from VC before the throwback to first. Kirk flies back into first base, with a head-first slide. Looked like a belly flop.
Quick reaction time from the big fella. Can we Photoshop that picture?
Put him in outer space, in the water. You can put him on the cover of that one Nirvana album. 1-1 the count. Never mind. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Carter Hines has to reassess. He falls behind 2 strikes to 1 ball with 1 out in the top of this 5th.
10-3 ball game. We're gonna have some fun. It's definitely got to feel for catcher Constable behind the dish. Been a long game for him.
A lot of popping up for that guy. Bunch of steals for the Cropdusters as well. 1-2 the count. VC a strike away from his first punch out. Kirk a lead at first. He goes. Swing and a miss for strike 3, but Kirk steals second base. Wouldn't you know?
Man, I was really hoping some sort of throw. See Kirk get dirty, but just a high IQ play. He stole that base with his head.
So now there are 2 runners in scoring position after Ariston VC collects his first strikeout at the top of this 5th inning. 10-3 the Cropdusters lead with 2 in scoring position, and Quinn Ahern up to bat. 1 for 3 on the day with a strikeout and a run. A really well-hit single for his 1 hit. Another one would bring in runs. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Low fastball had a lot of velocity. Ahern just missed it with the swing. 0-1 the count. 2 runners on, 2 outs in the top of the 5th. The Crops lead at 10-3. The 0-1. Swinging a foul ball. Ahern down to his final strike. The Cropdusters down to their final strike of the inning.
Ahern 1 for 3 today. Has an opportunity for 2 RBIs here.
Cropdusters scored all 10 of their runs in the 3rd inning. None since. A chance to do so here with 2 in scoring position. VC the 0-2. Off speed, rainbows into the zone for strike 3. Ariston VC pitches himself into and out of a jam. Kirk and Reinhold left stranded on the base paths as Quinn Ahern stares at another inning-ending strikeout. Cropdusters lead it 10-3 midway through the 5th inning. The big train of scoring in the last 2 innings. See if they can inch ever closer in the bottom of this 5th. Stay with us on YouTube. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the phone. Cropdusters lead it 10-3. To the bottom of the 5th inning we go. The Cropdusters just left 2 stranded when we last left you. Brings out Torian Domenico in the Crops defense to hold on to a 7-run lead. And Domenico into his 2nd inning of work. Allowed 1 run with a walk and 2 hits, but ended things off with a strikeout. A well-earned one for the Notre Dame lefty.
Now batting number 25, Michael Lombardi.
Corey in Domenico is throwing well, he's throwing strikes, and that's what he's doing tonight.
He'll face Michael Lombardi, the cleanup hitter, to lead off in the bottom of this 5th. 0 for 1 in the day with a strikeout and a walk. First pitch powered in down the right field side and foul for strike 1. An early swing from the righty Lombardi. Couldn't keep it in play and puts Domenico up 1-0. Or 0-1, excuse me. The 0-1 offering. 2 low, ball 1. A lot of juice on the low fastball. Ahern struggling to keep a glove on it, but he does. 1-1. Ball 2. Fastball gets away from the catcher.
This is the point in the ball game where we could see the lighting becoming a little bit of an issue at Shirley Povich.
The sun has set behind the trees in right field, the lighting coming out. This is when the Cropdusters pitching had some issues last time. The 2-1. A high ball for ball 3. You know, you just saw a lot of miscommunications between catchers and pitchers at this point of the game. Bunch of wild pitches to bring in runs. The Cropdusters can't afford to do that. They're up 10-3 in the bottom of this fifth, but a third ball just came across. One ball away from a walk. Swing and a ball hit up the middle. Sanchez fields it off the mound and makes the throw to first for out number 1.
So smooth defensively. Really threw that ball on the run with a lot of velocity. More than you typically see on that play.
Sanchez earns his money on defense. The Malloy University shortstop. Once went to the College of Charleston, a D1 program, transferred to D2 where he lit it up as a batter and a defender. Puts the Cropdusters one out richer as Gonzalez fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. Looked like a check swing, maybe a hit and run situation for Gonzalez trying to take first base, but
nobody's
nothing
on base.
It's true, but
Certainly set the Big Shrink dugout running.
to get away from that heat-seeking missile. 0-1 the count. Oh my goodness, they're playing Dr. Dog in the stadium. That's one of my favorite bands, Jack.
Never heard of them.
Dr. Dog, they did that song you just heard was Wear It All the Time.
I know
you know that song.
Yeah.
I love that band, a folksy band. 0-1 the count, 1 out. Swinging another foul ball from Gonzalez.
Pretty folksy guy, Jish.
I would say so. They're playing in Delaware on July 11th. A concert I was eyeing, but there is a game that day, an away game at the Giants, so decided against it. Save me some money. 0-2. Swing and a miss, but a foul tip will keep him alive with no balls and 2 strikes. No runners on, and 1 out in the bottom of this 5th inning. Crops lead 10-3.
You're all about your business, Jish. You're not going to miss an away game.
Of course not. Duty calls. 0-2. Low and in. Ball 1. Gonzalez shuffling back to avoid a heat-seeking missile from Indomenico. 1-2 the count. 1 out, none on for Gonzalez, the lefty. The 1-2. Towering ball hit deep into right field. It's going back. Janesco at center field, calling off the other fielders. Makes the overhead squeeze for out number 2.
Indomenico doing a nice job of pitching with some soft contact.
Now
The fly
batting
ball
for the
there.
train number 23, Jack Guerrero.
If Gonzalez just elevated that swing by maybe an inch, that's a home run ball, but bounced off the top of his bat, landed in play, and in the web of Jason Janesco, getting his first start at center field.
Just didn't get it on the barrel.
First pitch to Guerrero is low for ball 1, skipping off the dirt. Good block from Ayer behind the dish. Indomenico taps his chest, says, "That one's my bad," as Guerrero moves up 1 ball to no strikes. Guerrero was 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. The 1-0. Right down the middle for strike 1. Great movement on the slider from Indomenico. Guerrero couldn't locate it. The 1-1. Swing and a towering but weak hit ball to short. Sanchez camps under it, makes the 2-handed grab for out number 3. A pop out to 6 from Jack Guerrero will turn it back over to the Cropdusters bats and retire the 5th inning. A quick 1-2-3 inning for the Cropdusters. They hold on to a 10-3 lead. Into the 6th inning we go. Ehi Okoje to lead off for these red-hot Cropdusters bats. Stay with us here on YouTube. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call. 10-3 your score. The Cropdusters lead over the Big Train after 5 innings. Crops bats get going again at the top of the 6th. They've been scoreless since the 3rd inning, where they got all 10 of their runs. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call, and Ariston VC, the Big Train pitcher, had a slow start but really worked his way back into it, striking a batter out, Quinn Ahern, with 2 runners in scoring position, and looked to continue that hot start. First pitch to Okoje, low and inside for ball 1. Ehi Okoje got a base hit his previous at-bat. An infield single to the third baseman. 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike 1, a high-hanging fastball. Okoje too late on it.
Sometimes that's all you need, Jish. Just one big inning. They've been able to cling to the 10-3 lead all night.
If the pitching holds up, then that is all you need, and it has so far. 1-1 the count, no outs, none on. Right down the middle, strike 2. Good fastball from Ariston VC, the same pitch that Okoje just swung on. This time keeps the bat on the shoulders, same result.
What an inning it was.
10-run score, 8 hits for the Cropdusters. A struck-out ended. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Okoje struck out for his 2nd time. And it brings up Bryce Herb.
VC getting a lot of whips on that elevated fastball. We've seen some ugly swings.
VC started off his outing with a 4-pitch walk, and since then has forced some swords, as baseball players like to call it, some ugly swings and misses. Now Bryce Herb is up to bat, 1 for 3 on the day with 3 RBIs. His 2 misses were strikeouts. First pitch right down the middle, a zippy fastball for strike 1.
Zippy.
0-1 the count, 1 out with none on. The pitch, too high, too far inside. Herb evens things up with a 1-1 count.
Herb really cracked this game wide open with that double back in the 3rd.
Brought in all of the runners that were on the bases at the time. Brought the score to 5-1. The 1-1, low and away. Ball 2, Constable tried trapping it, but the pitch went wild. Fortunately, no base runners on for the Big Train to have to worry about. So a 2-1 count. Base is empty, 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. The Crops lead it 10-3. Bryce Herb, the batter, has 2 balls and 1 strike. Ariston VC looking to get back into that strike column with the pitch right here. Hits off him instead, but it'll just be called a ball. It sounded like it made contact with his thigh.
I think that hit off a Constable's glove.
That's also a possibility.
Where you heard the two different sounds.
You couldn't hear it through our microphones. 3-1 the count, 1 out. Herb 1 ball away from a freebie. With bases empty, the pitch. High and away, Bryce Herb takes his first walk. And that brings up Patrick Sanchez, the defensive savant, ready to put some bat on ball. Still technically hitless after one of his infield singles was ruled an error back in the 3rd inning where the Crops scored 10. So on the stat sheet, he is 0 for 3, the only member of the Cropdusters without a hit so far today. But he's made his mark on the game on the defensive end, to say the least. With 1 out and the speedy Bryce Herb at first, Sanchez settles into the righty batter's box against the righty VC. First pitch, fastball down the middle, strike 1.
Seems like pretty much every game, you're going to get at least 1 sparkler from Sanchez at short.
Sometimes it's a weakly hit ball, but Sanchez has some wheels. So does Bryce Herb, who takes a healthy lead at first. With 1 out. The 0-1. Swing and a foul ball, strike 2. The Cropdusters have been held hitless since the 4th inning. Now here in the 6th inning, they're looking to get some more bats on some more baseballs, but Sanchez is down 0-2 at the plate with 1 out, and Bryce Herb, the lone base runner, on. VC takes a look over his shoulder back at first. The righty sets, deals and delivers. Runner goes as it's a called strike 3. No challenge throw to be made at second. Bryce Herb successfully steals, standing up to second. Ariston VC collects a strikeout to bring it to 2 outs in the inning, and Jason Janesco's up to bat. A win-win-win.
Win-win-win.
I'd say that.
35.
Maybe not a win for
Jason
Patrick Sanchez, who struck out for his second time today. He's 0 for 4 on the day now. Jason Janesco, 1 for 3 on the day. His one swing, an infield single to bring in 2 runs. He's got another runner at second. A speed threat in the Shippensburg outfielder Bryce Herb. First pitch low, ball 1.
You could hear Patrick Sanchez telling Jason Janesco that the fastball has some rise on it. That's why he's getting that many whiffs on the elevated fastball.
Good four-seam action from VC, who grabs the rosin bag, steps back on the bump. With a 1-0 count in a 10-3 ball game that the Crops lead and a runner at second, Jason Janesco looks to send in another. 2 outs, 1 on. The pitch. Low and in, ball 2. Janesco, in his first few games with the Cropdusters, had a lot of swings and misses, struck out in his first 3 at-bats. He's since seen the zone better and is putting some better bats on some baseballs.
He looks infinitely better than when he first came over.
2-0 the count, 2 outs, and the runner at second, Herb. Hit on the ground to first. Guerrero. No, it's through for a base hit. Herb rounds for third. He's coming home. He slides down, but he's safe. The throw was on time, but Constable tried to do a 360 leap to make the tag. Herb beat him underneath for the 11th run of the day for the Cropdusters. On the throw, Janesco takes second, so another RBI for Jason Janesco, an RBI double added to his resume, his second hit of the game, to make it 11-3 Cropdusters.
He's been all over the bases today, Jish.
Jason Janesco has a lot of speed. He poked it through the first and second baseman. Now a meeting between Constable and VC before facing the top of the order and Josh Reinhold. Reinhold walked his last at-bat.
Number 8, Josh Reinhold.
Just an unbelievable offensive day by the Cropdusters, really breaking out after their couple game stretch where they really didn't get it going with the bats.
Just 5 runs yesterday with 2 hits. Fortunately enough, the pitching carried that in a 5-0 shutout of the T-Bolts. The 2 days prior to that, only 3 runs against the Grays, a nightmare game where the Cropdusters fell 13-3. Before that, they did score 9 runs at the Braves, but could have scored a lot more. And then before that, a 3-2 loss to the Aces. Cropdusters bats taking advantage of this. Runner goes. Janesco uncontestedly takes third. Pitcher did not look back. He liked what he saw from the infield, as the first pitch misses low and away to Reinhold for ball 1.
Someone's got to tell VC to step off there. Janesco was in a full sprint before VC even lifted his leg.
Could have easily been avoided, but there's a runner at third. 2 outs, 1 ball, no strikes. 2 low, ball 2 for Reinhold. There's 2 outs in the top of the 6th. The Cropdusters got their first one on the board since the 3rd inning, where they scored 10, so it's 11-3 Cropdusters. The top of the 6th frame. Reinhold with a runner at third, who's taking a healthy lead out there, and 2 outs. Swings and misses. That goes into the stands. Josh Reinhold smiling as that one did not hit anybody, but there's a kid running after it. Get that baseball bat.
You don't see that often.
Wanted it all and then some. A foul bat, we can call that.
Went out of the stadium, Jish.
Fortunately, it didn't hit anybody. That's what I'm really looking at.
Definitely.
Right over the fence, the safety net that's there to catch anything on the left field side, but Reinhold with a well-placed swing to throw the bat. If this was, shot put, where they spin around at the Olympic
Discus?
Field? It might be discus, where they hold the ball right here. I don't know, maybe Josh Reinhold has a career in that if this baseball thing doesn't work out. 2-1 the count for the CNU third baseman. 2 outs with a runner at third. 2 low, ball 3. I think it is shot put. I don't know where they.
Might be shot. I think it's shot put.
They hold the boulder on their shoulder.
What's discus?
Discus is almost the same thing, but it has a disc instead of the big ball. 3-1 the count.
Redundant.
2 outs, runner at third. Swing and a foul ball to bring the count full. This time he holds on to the bat on the swing. Cropdusters usually have a bat with a yellow top and a brown bottom veneer, but because he threw that one into the stands, he has to settle with a white top bat and a brown base. 2 outs and a full count. In the top of the sixth, Crops lead 11-3. Reinhold's already walked twice. Make it 3 times as the fastball misses low, a full count walk. A crushing blow for Ariston VC to bring up Parker Fry.
Parker Fry, have yourself a night, big fella. He's been unbelievable. Really, the past stretch of ever since the Braves game, he hit the home run. Maybe his parents coming to watch him play really gave him that
Now
jolt.
batting, number
Parker
30.
Fry hit home runs in his last 2 outings. He steps up to the bat with 2 outs and runners in the corners, but before he gets to swing and take, there's a meeting at the mound between VC, Sal Colangelo, and the catcher Constable. The first meeting at the mound, so it appears as though he's staying in. Colangelo just giving him some words of wisdom. Let it be. As the temperature here at Shirley Povich Field has dropped to a comfortable 79 degrees.
Much nicer than it was a couple hours ago.
I'm telling you, we were given not 1 but 2 umbrellas by the wonderful folks here at Big Train. They're always very nice.
Very
when we
accommodating.
Do come. As far as ballparks go, I do always look forward to Big Train games, not just because you know you're going to get some great baseball, but because the facilities are incredible. The staff is very friendly to us, very accommodating. Big shout out to their general manager, Harrison Myers, to their writers as well. They just wrote a very nice story about the Cropdusters for their website, posted on the Cal Ripken site as well, talking about the Cropdusters' new and improved seating venue at First Responder Field. So, despite there being a rivalry on the diamond, it's all love between the Cropdusters and Big Train off the field. For the most part. 2 outs and runners in the corners. Reinhold at first, Janesco at third, Parker Fry the batter to face, and he faces an off-speed to start. A strike, off-speed buries into the inner part of the zone for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Fry has a big bat. He's 2 for 4 on the day with 2 runs. Throw back to first, nothing doing. Reinhold slides in, hands first to stay safe.
We have word that they have retrieved Josh Reinhold's bat. He went into the stand, so he gets his bat back. Win-win, got on base.
I don't know if he's super attached to it. He's only batted with it for a few weeks, but he's hit .326 with that bat. Not too shabby. 0-1 the count. 2 outs and runners in the corners. The pitch. Too high, ball 1. Check swing from Fry, but he keeps it on his shoulder. The lefty lives to swing again. 1-1 the count. VC has found the zone consistently before. He'll have to re-find it again with a 1-1. 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Crops lead 11-3. Runner goes. Reinhold will take second successfully. Ball gets away from Constable's glove behind the dish. A wild pitch or passed ball will bring home Janesco from third. It's now 12-3 Cropdusters on the error behind the plate.
Constable having a really tough night behind the plate. It looks like his glove might have broke on that play.
So it seems. You know, you always joke about a pitcher throwing so hard that it puts a hole in the catcher's glove, but this time, that's not a figure of speech. There is a hole in his glove. He's getting a new one. So the wild pitch brings in 1. Janesco scores from third. Reinhold out to second. What would have been a successful steal regardless, but a passed ball brings in the run. 2-1 the count for Fry back at the plate as Constable gets a glove from one of the bullpen catchers. And we're ready to resume play in just a moment. They're going to give VC a few warm-up pitches after I wouldn't say that was too extended of a break, but
No, I don't really understand. I guess to get the glove broken in, but
yeah, it looks like VC isn't throwing too hard.
like
It
a
isn't for
second
him.
break there.
It's for the catcher for sure. Sure, Constable, after that pass ball, is now thinking, man, where do I get a new glove?
Really good job by the bullpen. They got it to him quick. They were on top of things.
I love a bullpen that's invested in the game. 2-1 the count. Runner at second. The pitch finds the zone for strike 2. The curveball from VC has gotten Fry frozen twice now this count. He's now 1 strike away from ending the inning. 12-3 the Crops lead in the top of the 6th. 2-2 the count. 2 outs and 1 runner on. The pitch. High fastball. Good snag from Constable, but a ball.
Also tough when you're Parker Fry. You get the layoff mid at bat. It's never easy.
It allows you to think some more, and that can be dangerous when you're playing baseball. Full count. 2 outs, runner at second in the top of the 6th. VC a look back. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2-run score for the Cropdusters in the top of the 6th. Josh Reinhold, the lone runner, left on. 1 hit to speak of for the Crops this inning. But some more damage done. They extend the lead to 9. To the bottom of the 6th we go. The Cropdusters lead the big train at 12-3. Jish, Sokolsky, Jack Feldman on the call. 12-3, the Cropdusters just extended their lead in the top of the 6th, and we rejoin you at the bottom of the frame. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. Tori Indomenico, the pitcher, still out there for the Cropdusters after a 1-2-3 inning in the 5th inning. He'll get his 3rd inning. A far cry from his first time he was here when he only went for 2/3.
22.
But now that the lights are shining brighter, we'll see if his control remains where it is. Landon Franklin up to bat. The first batter that Indomenico faced lined out to Patrick Sanchez in his first at-bat. The pinch hitter settles in again looking for his first hit. First pitch. Low and away, ball 1. Indomenico went with the slider from left to right versus the righty, but no dice. 1-0. A step, but no swing as the fastball misses high and away, ball 2.
Command not a concern for Indomenico tonight.
Misses in opposite directions, the shrug of the shoulders, and the 2-0. Check swing, but it's a cold strike right in the belly of the zone for strike 1. 2-1 the count for the leadoff Landon Franklin. He's hitting .216 on the year. The 2-1. Hit on a line to left. It falls for a base hit. Franklin rounds for 2, but he'll stop his run at first after the throw from Herb. Comes back into the diamond to keep the runner loose. So, runner gets on with a leadoff single. Brings up Keenan Bowman, the third baseman, with a runner on first, and in a 12-3 ball game. A jolt of life for the big train bats, who are scoreless since the 4th inning. Bottom of the 6th, they're dealing with no outs and 1 on. Indomenico stares at the runner at first. The lefty deals. Hit right up the middle, a sliding play from Hines, who makes the throw on his back, right back to Kirk at first, but he slips and can't make the play. Double play not turned on a topsy-turvy play, almost a double play. It seemed that Hearns was slipping on a banana peel at second base, taking the throw back.
Number 17.
Umpire was ready to punch him out. Jimmy Kirk couldn't make the really difficult hit.
Jimmy Kirk wasn't expecting the throw back, but a nice throw from Carter Hines falling onto his back.
We've seen him do that a couple times tonight. He had the play earlier where he threw the guy out from his back.
So Keenan Bowman sent packing with the first out of the bottom of the 6th. Crops lead at 12-3. With the bottom of the order, Cole Constable up to bat. Brand new glove on the defensive end.
Same bat.
Same bat. Can't be said for Josh Reinhold. He pops the first one foul over the first base line. 0-1 the count with 1 out. He got his first hit in his last at-bat, a RBI double. He's got Landon Franklin, the lone runner, at first base. Indomenico ahead of him, 0-1 with 1 out in the bottom of this 6th. A look at first and the delivery. Right down the middle and low for strike 2. Indomenico beats him with the off-speed.
And Domenico does such a good job of brushing that outside corner with his three-quarter delivery.
0-2 the count. 1 out and a runner on in the bottom of the 6th. And Domenico snaps his head towards the plate and throws a foul ball powered off the bat of Constable, who readjusts the gloves before settling back in. Oh, to the count. It's mascot night here at Shirley Povich Field. We were talking about a little earlier. It's a little bit easier for someone to come out in a full dog uniform as this.
Yeah, luckily for him, the temperature has come down quite a bit.
0-2. Low and away, ball 1. The fastball just misses off the low away corner, and we've mused how much is this guy getting paid, because he's probably sweating up a storm in that big felt suit.
Can't be enough.
You'd have to pay me a mountain of riches.
I need $1 million.
Not for the humiliation, but for the humidity. Foul tip on the 1-2. Constable stays alive.
Say Maryland's more humid than New Jersey, or about the same?
Oh, it depends really where you are in New Jersey. It can get pretty humid up in Jersey, but, you know, I don't think my car has ever gotten hotter than when I've been driving down the highway to some games here, so I'd probably give the edge to Maryland. 1-2 the count. Too low, skips off the dirt. Aaron with a good block to keep the runner glued, but it's ball 2. A 2-2 count, ballerina count, with 1 out and a runner at first. Double play on the table for the Cropdusters if they can get a weakly hit ground ball, but history doesn't point to that as Constable hammered one into the gap for a double his last at-bat. 2-2, and Domenico likes the first pitch and delivers. Low and away, skips away from Ahern. Franklin makes the run from first to second on the wild pitch to take the double play off the table.
Jish,
And brings the count full.
It's your signature call, Cinderella. Oh, ballerina count. I called myself. Oh, see you in a
Damage was done.
ballerina costume at some point this year.
Oh, man, you'd have to get me the 2-2 if you'd want that to happen, but
You can make that happen.
I'm definitely not going out and buying me a 2-2. Full count. Inside, ball 4. The bottom of the order gets on, and it brings up the top. Jaden Bastian walks out to walk on the wild side by Lou Reed of the Velvet Underground. Lou Reed, a Syracuse quote-unquote alum.
Really?
Now
In the
batting
WAER Hall of
number
Fame.
2,
Our candidate.
Jaden
Wasn't there for sportscasting or anything. He was obviously the music guy, but they give him the honorary class of 64, although he did drop out. Jaden Bastian hits one up the middle, and Domenico fields it off the hop as the pitcher soft toss to first for out number 2, brings runners into scoring position. Jaden Bastian, the first time he's really put a bat on one, doesn't pay dividends. He's sent packing.
I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like if you're in the Hall of Fame, you got to be there 4 years.
I don't know. If you're Lou Reed, one of the best musicians of all time, I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but pioneer for punk rock, for grunge rock, with his Velvet Underground, very underappreciated at the time.
What is Velvet Underground?
That was the name of his group.
Ah.
2 outs, 2 on. Swing and a grounder to first. Kirk fields it on the ground, jogs over to the first base bag, and gets the unassisted out number 3. Kirk, a busy day at that first base slot, keeps 2 stranded at second and third. 12-3, the Cropdusters keep the score where it is after 6 innings. To the top of the 7th, we go on YouTube. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. Stay with us. Well, before the 7th inning, we saw the hot dog and banana race again, but we weren't quite paying attention to it.
No, we were not locked in. That's on us. Stand up.
Whatever. There's a more interesting baseball game going on. The Cropdusters lead the Big Train 12-3. The pitching for the Big Train has gone off the rails, so to speak, and they've got a new reliever in. It's Jack Robinson, a returner for the Big Train. Last year, he was an all-star and didn't have the most success against the Cropdusters. He was one of their primary closers. Came in with a 1-run lead against the Cropdusters, a 3-2 game in the top of the 8th last time, walked 3 straight batters to make the Cropdusters lead it 5-3. That's what they won by. I was in the booth for the Big Train that game as a guest commentator for 1 inning. I was. We didn't do away coverage back then, so stepped in for 1 inning. It was really a boring game until that last little bit. That's something you can come to expect with Big Train Cropdusters games. They're going to go back and forth, come down to the wire, but this one so far has been a blowout. Cropdusters lead at 12-3. Jimmy Kirk, the first baseman, leading off after he made the play to end the 6th inning, unassisted out number 3. At the plate today, he's 1 for 2, walked his previous 2 at-bats. He's got an RBI to his name as well. The first RBI of the game came on a single prep through the third base side.
Jimmy Kirk.
He's a big bat to face, returner on returner. Robinson looks to deal the first pitch. And it finds the zone, a hard throw in it for strike 1. Kirk does not swing at it. The 0-1 with no outs and none on. Robinson, the 0-1. Misses inside for ball 1, and with a name like Jack Robinson, is it surprising that at his college of Roanoke, he wears number 42?
Definitely.
Not surprising.
Definitely not surprising.
Definitely not surprising.
Nice omen to the
You
legend.
gotta pay homage to a baseball great. 1-1 the count. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Jimmy Kirk was well ahead of off speed.
Robinson is throwing extremely hard. We don't have the TrackMan available to us tonight, but the stuff is there. Just got to command some nasty breaking balls, too.
1-2 the count with none on. Robinson from the windup. Caught him swinging. Strike 3. Jack Robinson dusts his first batter, and now Kirk exchanges notes with the 4-hole hitter Carter Hines. That's Robinson's 14th strikeout on the season, which brings him into a 2-way tie for second on the team. Robinson is now pitching in his 12th inning. He's only allowed 5 earned runs with 7 hits. Big Train is one of their premier guys. He's their 4th pitcher out of the pen today, taking the baton from Ariston Vesey, who didn't have a bad game. None on and 1 out for Hines, the first pitch. Hit up the middle with a lot of air under it, and it does not fall. Center fielder Sokolsky makes the long run up and the squeeze for out number 1, robbing Carter Hines of his 4th hit of the day.
Now batting.
He had to dive on his belly to make the play, but make the play he does. An impressive squeeze from, that's Christopher Diaz. So now with 2 outs, the inning lies on Quinn Aaron's shoulders. Takes a pitch high and in for ball 1. There's a huge difference between the fastball and off speed from Jack Robinson's glove. He's already gotten a batter down swinging. The tempo's a little hard to diagnose. And after the flyout, the Big Train have 2 outs in the top of the 7th. 1-0. Misses inside, ball 2. Two off speeds from Jack Robinson. The curveball misses inside twice to Ahern, who's struck out his last at-bat. With 2 outs and none on, the Crops lead 12-3 at the top of the 7th. Big Train can go 1-2-3. The 2-0. Too high, ball 3. Right on the bump. The off-speed has missed in that same spot again.
Robinson with 3 straight balls to Ahern.
3 balls, no strikes, none on, with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Crop scored 2 their last inning. Looking to get some runners on this time. 3-0, kept on the ground to second. Bounces off the glove of Bowman, who can't make the play, to a symphony of boos from the Big Train crowd and Cropdusters dug bullpen alike. An error scored to the second baseman Bowman to bring Ahern to base. Bowman was playing at third base earlier today, moving over to second, and his first ball hit to him is an error. So now it's Quinn Ahern on the base paths again. Won't be credited with a hit, but he's got some speed on the base paths regardless. With 2 outs, it's Ahi Okoje up to bat. First pitch, swinging a foul ball high down the third base side. It lands out of play for strike 1. Ahern makes the jog back to first.
Robinson's fastball has a lot of tilt on it. Does a really good job of getting the ball on the ground.
Okoje 1 for 3 on the day. First time he's facing Robinson. And the swing there is a little bit of a shot in the dark with a little unpredictable movement from the pitcher. He's got 2 strikeouts on the day already. He's down 0-1 with 2 outs and a runner at first. Robinson delivers. Runner goes as the ball misses low and away. Ahern slides down, but he is caught stealing. Great pop-up from Constable. Takes a low pitch, sends it on a line to the shortstop Lombardi, who makes the difficult tag on a sliding Ahern. A caught stealing ends the inning. No runs scored for the Cropdusters. None left on. Okoje does not get a chance to swing. He'll be first up for the top of the 8th. That's the next time the Cropdusters will bat. It's 12-3 to the 7th inning stretch. We go.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Cropdusters
boys
on
and
top
girls,
big. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call on YouTube.
Stretch.
Tori and Domenico is out for a 4th inning of work as the Cropdusters lead the Big Train 12-3 in at the bottom of the 7th. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Tori and Domenico has thrown 2 straight scoreless innings.
Big Train.
We're going to see how he fares in a 4th inning. Josh Skoronski up to bat for the Big Train. Hitting in the 3-hole spot, a pinch hitter for Davin Whitaker. He's 0 for 1 on the day. First pitch in there, strike 1, the fastball to attack Skoronski early.
And Domenico extremely economical.
0-1 the count, Jack, your favorite word it seems. Once a broadcast at least. The 0-1 misses inside to the lefty, ball 1.
I feel like at this point you bring it up more than me.
I think that the word flows off the tongue, and it's always going to remind me. Whenever I think the word economical, I'll think of you, Jack. The 1-1 finds the up and away corner, strike 2.
Say efficient. It's not as fun.
It's less syllables. It's more economical with your syllables, I would say. Save your breath. 1-2 the count, no outs, none on, 12-3 ball game. Bottom of the 7th, he takes the 1-2 inside for ball 2. Skoronski evens things up with a ballerina count. Skoronski's hitting .250 on the year, so that means he hits 1 out of every 4 times at the bag. The 2-2 kept on the ground, smoked off the glove of Kirk, who makes the throw from his knees to a covering Indomedico, who got him! Tori Indomedico, another cover to bail out Jimmy Kirk, who made an impressive play on his belly.
feel like Jimmy Kirk's defensive first base prowess has really improved as the season
Now
has gone
batting
on.
is number
Jimmy Kirk's a little banged up.
Michael.
So they don't want to necessarily stretch him out too much. He's been mainly a designated hitter to save his energy for the plate. But he's showing off his defensive prowess as well. Nimble, to say the least. First pitch to the 4-hole hitter Lombardi's right down the middle for strike one. Lombardi 0 for 2 on the day with a walk and a strikeout. Still looking for his first hit. The 0-1 stinks in the dirt, ball one.
How fast did it throw that tonight?
You gotta wonder how long Indomenico's leash is. He's definitely given himself a case to stay out there, but you know that they've got plenty more arms working in the bullpen for when he's done. The 1-1. Swing and hit on a line deep into center. Janesco runs up and makes the play for an out number 2, much to the dismay of a really loud Big Train fan behind us. Passionate fan base over here, Jish. Showing out in droves, even on a very hot night like tonight. It's definitely cooled off here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. It's not on the fans' way, though, as the visiting Cropdusters lead 12-3.
From Cal State Fullerton.
With a new batter out again. Big Train pulling out all the stops to try and get back. First pitch misses high and away for ball one. It's number 8. Jackson Giacone from Cal State Fullerton. 1-0 the count, 2 outs and none on the pitch. Skips off the dirt for ball 2, and Giacone is one of these guys, another one with an athletic family, sort of. His adopted brother, Mo Charlo, played in the NBA G League. Far away for him to go.
He's from Eureka, California.
Across the country.
So definitely a long trip to make, and I think it's hard to come from New Jersey. 2-0, low and away for ball 3. Giacone, the 4th pinch hitter today for the Big Train. He's up 3-0, seeing the zone well. Takes one right down the middle for strike one, so Indomenico strikes back. Giacone is hitting .211 on the year with 4 hits in 19 at-bats. Not one of the runners they turn to a lot, but still digging out the dugout. Swinging a foul ball for strike 2. Full count with 2 outs. Inning on the line with this next pitch from Tori Indomenico. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Indomenico got him. After going up 3-0, Giacone is sent down on strikes. The Cropdusters go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 7th and lead it 12-3. To the top of the 8th we go. Cropdusters leading big.
New York Yankees.
Stay with us here on YouTube. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call.
Arizona Diamondbacks.
Cropdusters up big after 7 innings. It's 12-3 in favor of the visiting team. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call. Ahia Koje to lead off this inning. And if the result holds, what a big win this would be for the Cropdusters.
It really would. Season series between these two teams was tied at 1-1. The rubber match so far today. And it looks like if the Cropdusters can hold on, you know they really enjoyed beating Big Train.
Cropdusters took the season series last time.
Now batting
4-2.
Ahi Okoje.
And a look around the league as well. The Giants and T-Bolts a game to monitor. If the Giants lose to the Thunderbolts, then the Cropdusters are tied for first in the North Currently a 6-5 ball game in the bottom of the 7th. The T-Bolts holding on as Okoje slaps one down the third baseline and fair for a base hit and then some. Okoje with a head of steam around first base, slides down into second for a double. The throw back to the infield, a little wild, but Okoje with a no doubt about it hit down the line, puts a runner in scoring position again at the top of this 8th.
Looking around the rest of the Ripken League, the Grays beat the Senators 4-2, and the Braves are beating the Aces 10-6 in the bottom of the 7th.
You know that it's a Braves home game when there's that many runs.
There's got to be something at that field, Jish. Something in the air there.
It's got to be the air.
Yes.
The fences are short. Half of the Cropdusters' home runs this season have come at Metro South County, and they've only played 2 games down there. 9 homers on the year, 4 of them came.
I think if we get you some at-bats there, you might be able to hit one out.
Shoot, man.
South
I mean,
County.
you give me a Red Bull, a pack of chewing gum, maybe some steroids, then I'll hit one out. How about that? No outs, 1 at second. That's Ehi Okoje with Bryce Herb up to bat. Takes an off-speed in for strike 1. 0-1 the count with no outs and the runner at second base. Herb is 1 for 3 on the day. Walked his last at-bat. The 0-1 swing and a miss, an ugly swing from Bryce Herb on an off-speed right down the middle for strike 2. Oh, 2 the count, and the top of the 8th, the Crops lead 12-3. 2 strikes, no balls. Ehi Okoje, the lone runner at second. Swing, and it's kept to third again. Skoronsky fields and makes the throw across on time to beat the fast run from Herb for out number 1.
Just seems like throughout the entire ball game, it's just been littered with Cropdusters base runners.
Now batting number 7.
Ehi Okoje,
Sanchez.
one of those base runners, the only one so far this inning. With 1 out, the top of the 8th, the Crops lead 12-3. Okoje has some speed in his cleats as well, with Patrick Sanchez up to bat. Okoje with 2 stolen bases already this season. 1 out, 1 on. Sanchez still looking for his first hit. First one misses high, ball 1. Sanchez, the only member of the Cropdusters lineup to not record a hit. He's 0 for 4 on the day with 2 strikeouts.
You want us to join in on the party too, Jish?
Why not? If the music's playing and everyone's having fun, might as well put your name on that list. 1-0 the count, 1 out, 1 on the pitch. Swing and a powerful foul ball down the left field side, over the fence, into the home bullpen for strike 1. One the count, 1 out, and a runner at second. Adam Later, the third base coach, encouraging his team right now. The 1-1 count on the way next from Jack Robinson. He's got a fastball, curveball, and slider in his arsenal. A look back at second. And Robinson delivers from the stretch. 2 low, ball 2. Good snatch from Constable behind the plate as a ball spiked up from the dirt. 2-1 the count for Sanchez, 1 out, and Okoje, the runner at second base. Robinson stands tall. Caught him swinging. Did he go? No, he did not, says the second base judge. Pat Sanchez staying disciplined with the swing, joking with the catcher who thought he went around. It's now 3-1 for the Malloy shortstop.
You know where Malloy College is?
It's on Long Island.
Really?
It is, and that's exactly where Sanchez is from, too. 3-1. Too high, ball 4. Sanchez gets on base for the second time today. This one from a walk. Sanchez actually from Merrick, New York. Special part about that town, that's where my mom is
Now
from as
batting
well.
number 35.
They went to different high schools, but it's a
Genesee.
pretty big town. I know my Long Island geography.
I didn't even realize how big Long Island was.
It's pretty big.
It is huge.
It's a long... Hey, my girlfriend lives on Long Island, too. It's a long train ride to get from New York City to where she lives, and she doesn't even live, like, all the way down the island. It's a long island, as some say. Janesco Cracks one down the third baseline for another hit. Okoje rounds third. He's coming home. Sanchez with a head of steam rounds third as well, but he slips on his way. He runs back to third to stay safe. Janesco, another double, brings in one to make it 13-3 Cropdusters in the top of the eighth.
You know Sanchez is going to hear about that later from his teammates.
The Dirt Monster caught up and grabbed him by the shoelaces. That could have been 2
times today.
But
Not the first guy it's got.
Not the first time, but what an impressive day from Jason Janesco. He's 2 for 4 in the day now. His 3rd RBI just came in. His best game so far as a Cropduster. It's not even close. 2 runners in scoring position at second and third. Sanchez at third, Janesco at second. Top of the order, Reinhold watches a ball in the dirt for a 1-0 count.
As Janesco is starting to get more at-bats, more and more comfortable, we've just seen him get better and better.
Number 8, Josh Reinhold.
Speaking of comfortable at the plate, Josh Reinhold steps up for another go at it. He's got 3 walks on the day in his last 3 at-bats, 1 for 2 otherwise. With 2 runners on, another one could bring in 2. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Right idea to swing on a strike hanging low, but just a little bit too early. The off-speed snuck by Reinhold's bat. 1-1 the count, 1 out in the top of the 8th. The Crops lead by 10, 13-3. Swing and a foul ball backwards to make it 1-2. Reinhold hitting .326 on the year. They're blasting the Edwin Diaz intro song for no reason. 1-2 count, 1 out in the top of the 8th. The pitch. Right down the middle, a looking strike 3. Reinhold nods his head. He agrees with the call as he heads back to the dugout with an ad. Song the big train decide to play after a looking strikeout. A swing batter, swing batter.
You don't agree with that decision?
He did not swing. Simply did not swing. You could play so many other songs here.
Maybe they're saying he should have swung. That's the point. They're
Maybe.
saying swing batter.
Then that would be probably an even more intense chirp, a better taunt. 2 outs in the top of the 8th. 13-3 the Crops lead with 2 in scoring position. Janesco at second. Sanchez at third. Parker Fry, the batter, takes a fastball high and out. Ball 1.
You know, you make a lot of salient points, Jish. That time, I think they wanted him to swing. That's why they're saying that.
Well, no, because that would benefit him. These are the ops, you know? They can't actually want him to swing at that.
The what?
The ops. The opposition. 1-0 the count. 2-0, ball 2. Parker Fry gets a head further in the count with 2 outs and 2 on. And it's been a fun day for the Cropdusters bats. Parker Fry has been in on the fun, 2 for 5 on the day. Struck out his last at-bat, though. 2-0. Right down the middle, strike 1. Great command from Robinson, the pitcher.
When Robinson throws strikes, the stuff is really filthy. He's not been able to do that consistently enough tonight.
2-1 a hitter's count. Fry has homered his last 2 games. There's been no home runs tonight from the Cropdusters. 1 from the big train. 2-1. Kept on the ground outside the glove of the pitcher. To the second baseman, Bowman, who makes the throw to the first base bag on time, but that'll end the inning. A routine ground out from second to first.
Here are the scores.
Put this
tonight
inning
from
on
around
ice.
town.
Cropdusters got 1 more across, but leave 2 ducks on the pond.
Community College.
It's 13-3. The Cropdusters lead over the big train. The bottom of the 8th will go Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call.
A sophomore, Frostburg State.
Bottom of the 8th, here we are. Jish, Sokolsky, Jack Feldman on YouTube with a new pitcher for the Cropdusters, up by 10. It's a pretty easy situation for Ben Berger to step into. Crops lead 13-3 in the bottom of the 8th, but game's not over till it's over. Ben Berger, a good first and a half out there if you want to shut him down.
Outside of Ben Berger's first outing of the year, he's been really good for the Cropdusters.
Ben Berger pitched in the 6-3 win over the Big Train. The last game between the two squads. Got the save in that. Pitched the final 3 innings. Had 4 hits and 2 earned runs, but finished the job with 2 strikeouts.
Now batting for the Big Train, number 23.
He'll go for the final 2 with a 10-run lead. He'll face Jack Guerrero first. Lefty deals to lefty first. Berger, the Frostburg State product, faces off against the JMU Duke. First pitch, well outside, ball 1. Ben Berger has a lethal slider, and he debuted it on his first pitch. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike 1. A healthy hack from Guerrero, just a hair too late on it. Even count, 1-1 on the scoreboard. None on, no outs. The pitch. Swing and a foul ball. Strike 2. Guerrero takes the helmet off to readjust for stepping back in against Ben Berger. Guerrero today is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. The 1-2 misses high to make it 2-2. Fastball couldn't sink low enough. Ben Berger with 2 shakeoffs. Likes the third pitch and delivers from the windup. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ben Berger sees one batter and puts him away on swings.
Ben Berger's
Batting for the Big Train,
pretty
number
much like I said, how
22.
he's looked all year.
Lander
Dialed in,
Franklin.
throwing stripes. Looks like he's throwing hard today, Jish. I don't know if it's 89, but
Ben Berger hasn't really needed more than an 85, 86 mile per hour fastball to get these batters swinging. That's what it happened on the first batter of the game. Next batter, another strike. All speed right down the middle to Landon Franklin, strike 1. That's Ben Berger's 9th strikeout on the year in his 10th inning of work. He finds the zone again, this time with the fastball, strike 2. Ben Berger indestructible through his first 6 pitches. The 1-2 on the way. Too high, ball 1.
he was going for 89 there.
Couple chuckles from the Cropdusters dugout. He can afford to throw balls like that when he's up 0-2. Definitely going for the hard one there.
Yeah, we can't let you know, Ben. It's not a home game.
1-2 the count. Swinging a towering ball to center field. Janesco calls everyone out, camps under it, makes the grab, out 2. Janesco, a busy day out there in center field. He's had to run back, run forward, run to the side, and run around with those bats too. It's been Jish and Janesco's best game as a defender and
I'd be
as a batter.
pretty tired after that.
Absolutely.
Running all over the place.
You know, sometimes when you're in the outfield, you can get away with picking daisies a little bit. Like Parker Fry has it right field. None has come his way. Jason Janesco's busy day continues with out number 2 in the bottom of the 8th. Crops lead 13-3. Bottom of the order hitter, the 8-hole hitter, Keenan Bowman up to bat. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Got to double his last at-bat. 1-0 misses high and in, ball 2. First time Berger's behind a batter. 2-0. 2 outs, none on. The pitch. Swing and a beautifully hit ball into left. Herb looking up at the warning track, running to his left, makes the leap but cannot make the grab. It's out of here. A huge home run ball to bring the lead down to 9. Keenan Bowman with a solo shot in the bottom of the 8th makes it 13-4. Is it too little too late or the start of an avalanche for the Big Train?
That's
Time will tell.
322 feet at
Boy, you admire that. I mean, I don't know what he would have done if that ball hit off the wall, because it almost did, and he was still in the batter's box.
Bryce Herb tracked it well, but there was nothing he could do. Tried to make the leap at the fence, but couldn't bring the ball back in. That's the second home run hit for the Big Train, which has really contributed to their dominant 13-4 deficit.
Now batting number 17, Cole Constable.
2 solo shots. And the next batter's hit. Cole Constable takes one on the inner thigh for a hit by pitch to keep the party going with 2 outs.
You know, if I'm all for bat flipping, what? Yeah.
Now batting.
Check the scoreboard. I mean, have some. You're down a little bit. Have some feel. You're down double digits.
I don't know.
You can't be flipping the bat that dramatically, right?
That was insane. It was
That was insane.
He thinks he's Jose Bautista, doesn't he? This is not the World Series, my friend. This is Game 16. 13-4 the score as Bastian hammers another one deep in the left. Herb back on his horse at the warning track, makes the squeeze for out number 3. So this time, he gets under a ball for the 3rd out. Another well-hit ball, a hard swing, but Berger walks out of this inning with just 1 run given up.
Stage results from
So top of the 9th, we go. 13-4 the Cropdusters lead after the solo shot from Keenan Bowman.
Everyone was fit to be
Cropdusters have one more chance to
Slovenia
put some
and
insurance on the
Serbia tied
board.
1-1. And Denmark and England tied
We'll see
1-1.
you there.
And just a reminder,
Jack Feldman, Jish,
yesterday,
Sokolsky on the call
Scotland tied
for
1-1 with Switzerland.
top of the 9th. Thirteen to 4, the Cropdusters lead. Into the final frame we go. Jish Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call. Jimmy Kirk set to lead off this inning just as he did the previous inning. The lineup is turned over. Kirk's got 1 hit on the day with a couple of walks in his back pocket as well. 1 for 3, 2 walks, an RBI to get the party started, and a stolen base as well, Jack.
Been all over the field today, Jish. 5-tool athlete.
Especially with the fielding we've seen
Now
from him
batting
today
for
at the
the
first base
Cropdusters,
bag.
number
It's been impressive.
Impressive is an understatement. Jack Robinson, the pitcher, still on the mound for the Big Train. Gave up his only run in the last inning. Starts off with a strike down the middle. Off speed, keeps the bat on Jimmy Kirk's shoulder. He's waiting for that fastball that he can turn on. 0-1 the count. No outs and none on in the top of the 9th. The Crops lead by 9. The 0-1. Too far inside, ball 1. One the count. No outs. Kirk, the batter to face. Robinson shuffles on the hill and delivers the 1-1. Swinging a hard-hit grounder to third. Throw on the run, low, but it beats Jimmy Kirk's run to first for the first out. Landon Franklin fielded that one off a tall hop to make the play.
Kirk has had a couple of high choppers tonight. Listen, he stole a base, but he's still not fast enough to beat that one out.
Now batting for the Cropdusters.
Carter Hines, on the other hand, is. He's the batter up. 3 hits on 5 at-bats with a strikeout his last at-bat, but those 3 hits tied for first in this Cropdusters lineup with, funnily enough, the bottom of the order hitter, Jason Janesco. 1 out, none on. Ball inside at the waist of Carter Hines. 1-0 the count. 1 out and none on in the top of the 9th. Crops lead 13-4. Hines went 3 for 3 to start today with 2 singles and a double. 0 for 2 in his last 2 at-bats. The 1-0 towered foul for strike 1. A loud crack of the bat from Hines, just a little late on the swing. Couldn't keep it in play.
Carter Hines getting back to his usual ways. 3 hits on the night.
He's up to .358 on the season with tonight's performance.
Is that good?
I would say that's pretty good, Jack. Ties his most in a single game this season. The 1-1. Misses high, ball 2. Off speed doesn't fool Carter Hines right at the eyes. Hines is up to 19 hits on the season. That leads the Cropdusters. 2-1. Hammered right into the glove of the second baseman Bowman, who fields it on a crouch. The line out puts Carter Hines back into the dugout with another out. 2 outs and none on. Quinn Ahern has the weight of the inning on his shoulders, but in a really dirty jersey.
Yeah, I was about to say.
The UPenn
I
catcher.
know you've been all over the field.
The UPenn catcher has attempted a steal in his last time around the base paths, but was caught stealing, hence why his jersey is dirty front, back, left, and right. Takes the first pitch low, a fastball misses for ball 1.
Feel bad for whoever has to do his laundry.
I imagine it's going to be him, Jack, or maybe his host family. I'm sure he's in the area, though. He's a Maryland kid. Probably can go home and do his own laundry. Maybe his mother's used to it by now. 1-0 the count, 2 outs and none on. Ahern takes one high and in, ball 2.
My dad used to put down a towel in the front seat before I got in the car after practice, and I remember one practice, we were doing base running, I slid head first on the last play of practice. He got so mad at me, Jish.
You got to get 3 different types of laundry detergent to get those stains out. 2-0. High, ball 3. Quinn Ahern has not seen a pitch he liked, and he's up 3-0. 2 outs in the top of the 9th. The Crops lead 13-4. Thanks for joining us. If you're still here for this blowout, Cropdusters still on top. The Big Trade still have one more chance to get it back, but a 9-run hole is a steep one to climb. 3-0, 2 outs. Chirps from the Cropdusters bullpen as Ahern fouls one off to give Robinson some breathing room.
Yeah, he's from Woodbine, Maryland, so he can do his own laundry.
How far is that?
I have no idea where that is. Never heard of it.
Me neither. Maybe it's more like Western or Eastern. I don't know. We're more from Central Maryland.
Use the Google.
The Google. 3-1. Misses outside. Ahern takes a base. The Google. You sound like an old man, Jack.
Okay, it's in Howard County.
Okay, so that's around where I'm staying, actually.
It says rural area.
Okay. Always
Some
good.
farmland.
Now batting number 15.
Okay.
Let's not dox the Aherns here. It's up in Howard County. That's all you need to know. Get the good bring out the map and use your imagination, I guess. He can drive home tonight is what we're saying and do his own laundry. 2 outs and a runner at first. Quinn Ahern with a dirty jersey and Ehi Akoje up to bat. Looks at a ball high to get ahead of Jack Robinson 1-0. Akoje collected a hit in his last at-bat, a grounder up the third base side. The 1-0 sinks in for strike 1. Akoje, also from Howard County, Ellicott City, same town I'm staying in this summer. It's a long drive.
You liking your stay there?
Oh, I'm having a great time. The 1-1 misses outside. Akoje gets ahead 2-1. Big shout out to my host family, the Brewers. I'm all the way up in New Jersey, and they've made Maryland feel like a home away from home.
You had a crab yet?
I've not had a crab. I'm not the biggest fan of crabs.
You gotta try it.
I've tried it before. I'm just not the biggest fan.
Okay.
Maybe
That's
not a
fair.
Maryland crab. I'm sure they might be different. 2-1 the count. 2 outs and a runner on. High foul ball behind home plate. It goes into the parking lot. There's a car moving back there. Hopefully it doesn't field one off the hop. 2-2 the count. 2 outs and 1 runner on. Quinn Ahern already tried a steal tonight.
Wasn't your car, Jish. That's what's important.
That's the only thing that I care about. The 2-2. Swinging another high foul ball. Koji has some powerful swings. It's just a matter of putting one in play.
It's like a New Jersey staple. Like, I guess bagels?
Bagels, pizza bagels.
I love some pizza bagels.
You go to a bagel shop in New Jersey, you'll never want to go back to whatever state you're from. Beaches, 2-2. Hit on a line deep into left field. And that's right into the glove of Bastion, ranging over and making the hand side grab. Another hard hit lineup for Ahia to breathe some life into the big train batters. They have 3 outs to surmount a 9-run lead. 13-4, the Cropdusters lead with just 1 more half inning to go. Here's Sokolsky and Jack Feldman on the call. Thanks for joining us. Stay with us. One more chance for the big train, but they trail 13-4 to the Cropdusters in the bottom of the 9th. If the rally starts, it has to come right now against Ben Berger, the pitcher.
27, Christopher Diaz.
Chris Diaz leads off for the big train. The 2-hole hitter for them, a pinch hitter, has a walk, is 0 for 1 otherwise. Came in relief of Andrew Williamson, who was 2 for 2 when he was subbed out. First pitch misses outside, ball 1. Berger tries the slider early, but it doesn't catch the lefty swinging.
Diaz also made a nice play in center field.
He did. It robbed a Cropduster batter of a hit 2 innings ago. 1-0 the count, no outs, none on. Low and away, ball 2. The slider from Berger has fallen off the plate.
Off a table.
2-0 the count, maybe the cat got it. No outs, none on. Diaz, the batter, in the lefty batter's box. A shakeoff and the send. Low and away again, ball 3. Diaz has been disciplined with the bat. Drew a walk his last time at the plate. Looking to do so again.
God, you're such a cat person, Jish.
I'm a big cat guy. I like dogs too. Can take both. Diaz didn't even get into his stance as Berger offers a strike. 3-1 the count. Diaz was never going to make a play on it.
Dogs are just so much better.
It depends. Small dogs are just kind of annoying, you know? 3-1. Low and away, ball 4. Diaz takes a base.
Cats can be mean, though.
Cats can be mean, but cats can also... They're mean, it's harmless, you know?
I don't know.
Now
I don't want a
batting
mean
number
cat.
49, Josh Skoronski.
Don't get a mean cat, you know? It's like, I don't want a small dog, I won't get a small dog.
That's fair.
So with no outs and a runner on, Josh Skoronski's up to bat, swings and fouls for strike 1. The Kentucky third baseman steps back into the lefty batter's box.
Big presence in the batter's box. You can feel it when he's up to bat.
A couple of big swings the first time these teams played as he takes one high to even things up at a ball and a strike. Berger getting encouragement from his dugout. He went 2 for 4 in that first game, but against the Cropdusters last time he played him, 0 for 3. The 1-1. High and away, ball 4. Skoronski, 3 strikeouts against the Cropdusters. He's up 2-1. Takes one high. It skips out of Ahern's glove. A wild pitch will bring Diaz from first to second and take the double play off the table.
Let's talk about this lighting affecting pitchers. Maybe it's affecting catchers also. We've seen quite a few fast balls today.
You might be right, Ahern. I think it just kind of gets these...
Both sides.
It's more of a cross-up, really. I think that Berger and Ahern weren't on the same page there. Schenning, when he pitched here, the 3-1, Misses high and away for ball 4, so that puts a runner on first and second. When Steve Shedding pitched here, I talked to him in the parking lot after the game. He said sometimes he would just be guessing on what pitch that catcher...
It's never a good thing
It's never a good thing.
to be guessing. It's kind of tough.
Absolutely not. Leader, the coach, talks with Ben Berger before he faces the shortstop Lombardi with no outs and 2 on at the bottom of this 9th. Cropdusters lead 13-4. The Cropdusters' biggest win of the year was by 10 runs over the Silver Spring Tacoma Thunderbolts in Game 2. This 9-run victory, if it holds, will be their second biggest win of the season. There's also a 10-0 shutout over the Senators a couple of weeks ago. Leader screwing Berger's head on the right way. And the big train, and result holds, they will fall to 7-9, firmly in 3rd place in the division through 16 games, which is a far cry from their title defense. First pitch to Lombardi, fouled backwards for strike 1, and the Big Train every year is seen as one of the best teams in the league. They always have a litany of D1 talent, future major leaguers. Nolan Shenuel was a first-round pick last year. Hunter Renfroe, the most famous one. Most of the major leaguers from this league come from Big Train. Now this year, they've come off on the wrong foot. That's lined into center at the gap. Janesco makes the run and slide for the grab and out one. Janesco's busy day continues with a rockstar-esque slide to the left field gap to rob Michael Lombardi this first hit.
He covers so much ground out there. I don't know if he was going to get there. He makes the sliding catch, gets the ball back in quickly. He really, on both sides of the plate, has had a spectacular day.
So now a double play could end the inning for the Cropdusters if they can manage it. The batter for the Big Train, Jason Giacone, struck out his only at-bat. The first pitch skips off the dirt for ball 1. Good block from Ahern to keep the runners glued and keep the double play on the table. Janesco with a rug burn-inducing slide on 2 knees. The 1-0 is fouled off to even things up at a ball and a strike.
Almost like a soccer celebration.
Absolutely, like he just scored the game-winning goal. And when you have 3 hits on offense and you're making plays all over the outfield and center, shoot, it probably feels as good as scoring a game-winning goal. 1-1, 1 out, 2 on. Hit on the line again into the gap in left and center, and that one falls in between Janesco. 1 run scores as Diaz makes the long run from second to inch ever closer. It's 13-5 in the bottom of the 9th with 1 out and runners at first and second. RBI single from Giacone.
Now up to bat for the Big Train, number
Brings
23.
Jack Guerrero. 0 for 4 in the day, 2 strikeouts. But perhaps there's some momentum on the tracks for the Big Train. An 8-run hole still, with 2 runners on at first and second. The pitch. Foul ball backwards, strike 1. Still a healthy amount of fans here for the home team Big Train. Not letting a big deficit deter them.
Always have a good stadium atmosphere.
0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Ben Berger staying cool, calm, and collected despite giving up runs in his last 2 innings. A solo shot in the 8th, and one just came in off the loud single. 0-2 the count. 1 out, 2 on. Berger deals. Caught a check swing, gets away from Ahern, who covers quickly. But did he go? He did not. The check swing did not go around, as corroborated by the second base umpire. He makes the single saying, no, he did not. 1-2 the count. Good job from Ahern to track that ball down the third base line. A 1-2 count for Guerrero. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Guerrero's got 3 strikeouts, and the Cropdusters are 1 out away from win number 2 over the Big Train and win number 9 of the year.
Number 22, Landon Franklin.
Landon Franklin has the weight of the game on his shoulders with runners at first and second. He's 1 for 3 on the game with a double. First pitch low and in, ball 1, right at the knees. Big Train. 1-0 the count, 2 outs, the pitch. Right down the middle, strike one. A 13-5 lead for the Cropdusters. Giants still lead the T-Bolt 6-5 in the top of the ninth. 1-1, barely misses outside to the righty, ball 2. Good eye from Franklin. He's got a hitter's count. Berger shakes off the first pitch, a look back at second. The nod and delivery. Low and in, ball 3. So now Berger is 1 ball away from loading the bases. You imagine if he does, there will be a talk at the mound. I believe a warning was just issued to the dugout of the big train. 3-1 the count. Swing and a line drive to right field. Fry making up a lot of ground, and it lands fair for a double at least. 1 run scores from second. The runner from first, Bowman, mounts for home, and he gets there. So some late game heroics. Landon Franklin with 2-out doubles to bring in 2. It's 13-7. This game's not done.
It seems like every time these two teams play, it's not over till it's over. Jish always one team making a right. Now it's up to Ben Berger to try to slam the door shut for the Cropdusters.
Keenan Bowman up to bat now. 2 for 4 on the game with our RBI and 2 runs. There's runners, or just 1 runner, at second base with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. The Cropdusters still lead by 5 after the big train have scored 3 in the bottom of this ninth. First pitch high and away for ball 1. It's a 13-7 ball game. Still a lot of work to do for the big train, but it's not over yet. The 1-0. Too high, ball 2. The count. A little time between pitches. Berger nods at his catcher, likes the first pitch, and delivers the 2-0. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
Let's go, big train. Bowman got to hit the wall scraper over the fence last time up.
One where he flipped the bat very aggressively, a solo shot in the last inning. 2-1 the count. Berger takes a look back at second and delivers. 2 low, ball 3. A 3-1 count with a base open at first and a runner at second. A chance to put this batter on. 3-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Ben Berger has already thrown 2 strikeouts today. 1 more strike would give him a third and give the Cropdusters the win. Full count. Runner at second. 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. Swing and a towering ball into left field. Could this be a second home run? It is! A 2-run shot makes this game even more interesting. It's 13-9 in the bottom of the ninth.
That ball went 347 feet at 92 miles an hour.
There's no doubt about that one, Jish. Second homer of the night for Bowman. Cropdusters still 1 out away from getting the victory, but this one just got a little bit more interesting.
Bottom of the order for the big train. Cole Constable, 1 for 2 in the day with a walk.
Now
RBI.
number 17, Cole Constable.
Base is empty, 2 outs, first pitch. Before the walkout music is done, misses high and away, ball 1. It's 13-9, Cropdusters over Big Train, but the Big Train have scored 5 in the bottom of this ninth. The 1-0. Hit and fouled for strike 1. Berger has seen a lot of hard contact. He's already given up 2 home runs this outing. 1-1 the count, 2 outs, base is empty in the bottom of the ninth. Cropdusters lead 13-9. Big Train storming back, the 1-1. Misses inside, ball 2. Right on the edge of the zone.
Nothing easy between these teams.
2-1. Check swing, too high, ball 3. If Constable gets on base, that brings up the top of the order. And that might be Berger's day. 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth. 3-1, Crops lead by 4. Swing and a towering foul ball. Kirk, the first baseman, chases it in foul territory and can't make the play. It falls foul just beyond the glove of Kirk, who had a hard time locating it in the lights. A squeeze would have ended the game. That ball was coming back into the field of play. A tough play for Jimmy Kirk to make. Just couldn't hang on. Full count now with the game on the line. Colt Constable gets back into the righty batter's box. 1 strike away from a strikeout, a ball from getting back on base. Full count, 2 outs. Time called by the batter. He needs another second to think about it. Ben Berger on the precipice of another shut door. The 3-2. Misses high and away for ball 4. Again, right off the corner, and that brings up the top of the order. The Big Train dugout is alive.
Cropdusters still clinging to the 4-run lead, but making use of all the insurance runs.
All of a sudden, tying run is in the hole, Jack. With Jaden Bastian up to bat with 2 outs. Runner at first base. In a 4-run ball game, the Crops lead 13-9. He hammers the first pitch he sees into shallow center. Janesco chases up, but it's a fly. The right fielder who can't make the play. Oh my God, he dropped it. An error in the outfield from Parker Fry to keep this game alive. A catch would have ended it.
Everything was going right for the Cropdusters in the first half of this game, and in this inning, it seems like everything is going wrong. That's going to do it for Ben Berger. And 2 pop-ups to end the game. Couldn't get it done.
It wouldn't be a Cropdusters Big Train game if it didn't come down to the wire. And it's going to come down to another pitcher. Ben Berger steps into the dugout, and the emergency pitcher comes in with 2 outs.
Ben Berger did his job.
It's really unfortunate how the series of events have played out. That's Jaden Newton, the East Stroudsburg righty, stepping out for just 1 more out.
Just goes to show how difficult it is to get that final out to end the game.
It's really a mental game, and Parker Fry was on the precipice of making his first play of the game. A ball hit his way finally. In a place where he could get it, too. He just couldn't locate it. Got lost in the lights.
A lot of these guys, they don't play that many night games, especially the D2, D3 guys. They're not used to catching high pop-ups like that one in the lights.
A brutal blow for the Cropdusters, who now have to deal with runners in the corners. Still 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth.
14, Jaden Newton.
And Jaden Newton up to bat, one of the Cropdusters' better pitchers, to say the least. He'll face off against Chris Diaz to start. 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Newton has played in 3 games with 2 starts, 9 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, 6 walks, and just 1 earned run.
Well, Newton has certainly been one of the better pitchers for the Cropdusters so far. He just needs to get 1 more out, Jish. But that out's been very difficult for them to get, but very elusive.
5 runs have already scored in the bottom of this ninth. The Big Train are roaring back, to say the least. The Cropdusters need a change just to put a stamp on this one. They built themselves a huge lead with a 10-run 3rd inning and 3 more subsequent runs in the final 6. But the Big Train, the ball is in their court, the wind is in their sails, and Chris Diaz steps up to bat to potentially do the unthinkable with the tying run on deck.
If you're Christopher Diaz, you just have to find any possible way to get it to Davin Whitaker, the on-deck hitter. Just get the tying run up. Excuse me, that'll be Skoronski.
Now up to bat number 27.
Christopher represents the tying run on deck.
Jaden Newton, the righty pitcher, faces off against Chris Diaz, the lefty batter, to start. Runners in the corners. First pitch, high and away, ball 1 with 2 outs. To rapturous applause from the Big Train faithful.
Not a good situation for the Cropdusters.
1-0 the count. 2 outs, 2 on the pitch. Too high, ball 2. Newton trying to give him something to swing at, but Diaz is staying disciplined with the bat. He's already drawn 2 walks. He's 2 balls away from another. 2-0 the count. He drops a bunt, pulls it up. The throwback to first! Not on time, just a hair too late from Quinn Aaron behind the dish. And a ball at the plate. It's 3-0 the count.
The last thing Jaden Newton can do is walk Diaz to bring up the tying run.
3-0. He drops bunt, it misses, and he does walk up. Tying run at the plate with bases loaded. 13-9 in the bottom of the 9th. Big Train have scored 5 in this inning already. They were down 9 coming in.
This would be an unbelievably improbable comeback for the Big Train.
2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Bases loaded. Josh Skoronski, the 3-hole hitter up. First pitch. In the top right corner for strike 1. Jaden Newton's first strike. The Big Train fans hate it.
Call's been there all game, Jish. She's been calling that pitch all game.
Consistency is key. 0-1. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The pitch. Checks his swing, but it's buried in there. Strike 2.
Almost in the same spot.
0-2 the count. 2 outs, bases loaded. The Big Train down to their final strike. A look back in the delivery. Too high, ball 1. Skoronski not feeling the pressure. He is the tying run.
Imagine the adrenaline coursing through Newton's veins here.
1-2 the count, 2 outs. A look back at second, the pitch. Too low and inside, ball 2. Two the count. 2 outs, bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs. Crops lead by 4. Throw back to second, not there.
Can't be that close at second base in this situation.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Swinging a foul ball. Skoronski keeps the game alive, just barely grazing off the tip of his bat. 2-2 the count. 2 outs, bases loaded. Choking up on the bat, the 2-2. Swinging another foul ball. He'll stay alive. The Big Train fans love it. Two balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th. Crops lead 13-9. The pitch. A towering ball deep into center. Janesco calling everyone off. It's going to land in play. Janesco can't grab it. He lost it in the lights. 1 run scores. Another comes home. The glove not there. The throw is off line. A triple. You've got to be kidding me. 2 routine pop-ups and the Big Train are within 1 at 3rd.
This has to do something with the lights because there's no way 3 straight pop-ups that all should have been caught. 2 routine pop-ups. There has to be something that these outfielders are seeing in the lights. The ball's getting caught in the lights. Irregular that is causing them to drop these balls. This is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Fry dropped 1. Janesco dropped 1. They can't track it. Cook dropped 1 in the lights. So now the tying run at 3rd. First pitch misses high and inside to Lombardi for ball 1. 13-12. The Cropdusters led by 9 coming into the inning. The Big Train have scored 8.
This would be one of the more unbelievable things I've ever seen on a baseball field.
1-0 the count. 2 outs. A runner at 3rd. The tying run. Lombardi up to bat looking for his first hit. Takes 1 in the shoulder. Dugout from the Big Train chirping the Cropdusters dugout. So now the winning run is at first base. Matthew Wesley, a pinch hitter, and homered last night.
Now here's back, number 20, Matthew Wesley.
2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. The Big Train have roared back. It's 13-12.
This doesn't make sense.
It does not. Throw back to first. He won't get the easy out. The weight of the world is on Jaden Newton's shoulders. A symphony of boos raining on him after the throwback. Throwback again. That's something he has been doing all season. 2 outs. Runners in the corners. The tying run at third. The go-ahead run at first. The pitch. Right down the middle. Strike one. Jaden Newton gets ahead of Matthew Wesley. Game on the line right here. Throw back to first. Not there. Wesley staying close to that first base bag to avoid getting caught stealing for the game-sealing out. 0-1 the count. 2 outs, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. The Big Train are down to their final strike once more, but the Big Train have scored 8 runs this inning. 0-2 the count. 2 outs, runners in the corners. The Crops lead by 1. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Jaden Newton slams the door on this game. Cropdusters win 13-12.
Just shows how tough this team is to go through what they just went through in the 9th inning. Seems like their back was against the wall. Tying run on third base to come away with the victory. Just shows you what this team is made of, Jish.
The Cropdusters gave up 8 runs in the bottom of the 9th, but held on to win 13-12. Unbelievable! The Big Train falls to 7-9 on the year. The Cropdusters, in dramatic fashion, advance to 9-7 and challenge for the #1 seed in the North yet again. Jaden Newton doesn't let it bother him and closes the door on the game.
Favorite pop stars music throughout the evening.
My heart's still racing, Jack. That was an exciting one.
Game time is
At the very end, fireworks flew, but lo and behold, the Cropdusters emerge when the dust settles. It's been a fun one to call. Cropdusters win 13-12. Thanks for tuning in on YouTube. Jish, Sokolsky, and Jack Feldman on the call for this thriller. We'll see you tomorrow at the DC Grays. That's our YouTube broadcast yet again.
Pick up trash and recycling.
We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in.